I've actually seen those, and yeah, they're after the first one, it's like, okay, I literally know how this one's gonna go.
Yeah, and that can be. Sorry, there's nothing wrong with a formula. Do you know what I mean? You can have a horror film that follows a formula like a slasher flick, and it can, if it's done really well and really tightly, it's great because the formula works. Do you know what I mean? But those things are just like, here's the formula to write a crappy one.
Oh god, yeah. Honestly, there's a movie that came out recently called Rebel Moon. Dude, okay, it's a Zack Snyder film, so it's already long.
Is,
Oh god, okay, then you know it's fucking awful.
A sci-fi movie about fighting over a crop field.
It's yeah, but like the reason why I bring it up is that it's fucking it's trying to be Magnificent Seven and Dune, but trying to be its own thing at the same time, and it's just god awful.
I heard it rips off a lot of Warhammer 40k aesthetic concepts, man, which in itself is ripping off a million things.
Yeah, which I don't think is really what it is. I think it's just Zack Snyder heard a bunch of like cool sounding Roman Latin names and stuff like that, and he just slapped them together without like even
any
considering
skill.
or like what the meanings behind those names are, and it's just it's so fucking bad.
I think he can be a good director because his visuals are usually really good, and the way he does the scene and all that is great. But I mean, if he was anywhere near the writing, I would be like, no.
Yeah, there's only so many slow motion grain harvesting montages that I can sit through, and it's more than. Oh my god!
I don't know if you guys watched the YouTube channel Pitch Meetings.
Oh yes, I'm subscribed. I love that guy.
Yeah, he does the pitch meetings for like movies and just like tears them apart, man.
I'm desperately waiting for his Rebel Moon episode. I need him to do that.
Oh, I'm pretty sure there is. I'm sure that's what I watched to like get a gist of what it is.
He did Cocaine Bear.
Oh my god.
Good.
Well, to be fair, he does like a lot of movies. He's not always dissing them, but he does kind of point out some of the goofy.
He just breaks it down in a way that's very, very, very honest. Do you know what I mean? But that's what's great about him, man. And if it's something you like,
Matrix.
Sorry, you go.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that the video he did for like the new Matrix movie fucking cracked me up because it's spot on.
The new Matrix movie actually made me mad because there wasn't enough. I mean, we just found out Neo was alive, and we found out that Morpheus is dead. Well, I already knew he died because I saw it, but see, they went their own route with it, and I'm like, jeez, man.
I don't know why they felt like me. Well, I know they had money, but I don't know why they felt artistically about doing another Matrix film, because all of them are shit except the first one.
Oh no,
they're all the other two are shit. Like, why did they make another one? I used to
agree. I honestly, I used to agree, but I kind of grown to appreciate the second and third ones, especially now that this one fucking came out.
You couldn't get me set through them again, man.
Well, okay, so let me vouch for
I like, there's some good ideas, there's some good scenes, the performances in all three of them are like fine, but it's just like
and the actual choreography is awesome. I love that.
The components of it are fine because the people who make it know how to make a good film, but it's just like the writing's crap.
Yeah, I'll agree to that. Yeah, I mostly rewatch them for the fight choreography because fucking fight choreographies in movies nowadays.
I mean, I'm also going to say that I'm saying this to someone who was never blown away or that impressed by the original Matrix in the first place.
Yeah, that's true.
I always felt like it was way overrated.
No, it's just that it got affected by that movie shit and it picked, like, for example, Spawn. Yes, Spawn was bad, but I found out that they got rid of so much stuff in the movie Spawn that they just like, yeah, let's get rid of this piece of story, let's get rid of that piece of story, let's get rid of
I
this.
think I don't remember if it's
like,
actually. I can't remember if it's split in the comment about it. But I mean, like, what happens a lot with films that are from a franchise like that or an IP, they have a script that someone's written that's good or bad, and they're like, okay, well, you want to make a Spawn movie? Well, we have this script, just use that, and it's just changing names and pushing things to try and make it fit the IP. They do that an awful lot, and that's how you get like the terrible ones.
Yeah, it's just like the Borderlands movie, dude.
Oh,
If the original scriptwriter says that, he's like, yeah, get my name off of that, that should tell you how bad it is.
Honestly, yeah.
The other thing is, if you can see like more credits for producers and executive producers than you can for like writers, don't watch it.
Yeah. Yes. 100%. Like that's just gonna be garbage.
Or played it, seen it.
I've seen some of it. It's
okay,
never.
So here's the thing. When it comes to Borderlands, every Borderlands you play new characters, but they always the same like classes. This movie should have did that same goddamn thing, but it didn't. It felt like no, we're just gonna sprinkle characters that you know. It's like no.
I don't know why they made the movie of. I mean, I never played Borderlands, right? I know what Borderlands is, though, and it's a shooter, right?
Yeah.
Why are you making a movie of a multiplayer shooter game? That's not a game that has like a strong storyline or anything like that. Do you know what I mean?
It does.
Yeah. I mean, but it's not like for.
Not to make a movie of.
It shouldn't have been. Yeah, it should have been a movie, to be honest.
Yeah, and it's just. Don't get me wrong. I've seen things actually work. It's like, oh shit, this works. Yeah. Now Borderlands could have worked, but it's just, oh man, that fucking director, dude. It's like, what were you thinking, dude?
Well, that's okay. I just recently found out that the Minecraft movie isn't actually a joke. Like, I legitimately, I saw pictures.
The trailer is, wow.
I didn't even see the trailer of it until recently, because someone was like, oh, did you hear about the Minecraft movie? I was like, wait, that's real? Because I'd seen memes about it and, like, pictures all through it. I was like, there ain't no way this is real. This looks fake as shit. And
I mean,
sure enough, I watched the trailer and it's garbage.
The Lego film was such a surprise that I am willing to give anything like a chance. It seemed like the Tetris movie. I heard the Tetris movie was really good. I haven't watched that yet. Looking into.
Oh yeah, the Lego movie. It's funny that you said that because they stuck with their gun. They're like, all right, everything is Lego. We already have it for it and everything. When it came to Minecraft could have did that same damn thing. We could have had Jack Black, but in block mode.
Yeah, it should have been all animated and they just voiced the characters. Why are they normal people? It's so goofy.
Yeah. Don't do that. Yeah, it's like don't.
As a strange decision for that one, yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, who wanted a Minecraft movie other than
apart from every 9-year-old that plays Minecraft? You mean?
The singer from
I play Minecraft and I don't want a Minecraft movie.
I kind of did, but not the way they saw it. It's like
brand recognition is the only thing that matters, mate.
Yeah, it's literally just gonna be like the Jumanji movie shit. They're gonna get sucked into the game, fucking struggle with that, and they
exactly. And the concept made sense. It's like, oh, okay, so they have their own little archetypes and everything. Okay.
As someone with zero emotional ties to Minecraft, I would give it a chance.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not going to sit there watch any of these anyway.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm basically waiting to see if the internet will bully the producers like they did with Sonic. Then maybe, but I doubt it.
The Sonic feels like it was bait, honestly.
What?
Yeah, I'm
they intentionally put out something bad to start up a reaction, so they could then course correct and reap the rewards.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's not easy to fucking turn around and change a whole aesthetic on something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just found out that there was an Inspector Gadget 2, and Inspector Gadget 2 did better than the first one.
God, I honestly didn't even know.
Me either. And I saw like the guy's review on it. I'm like, I'll be damned, this is better than the first movie.
I mean, I wouldn't pay or go and watch anything that he's in since he's a murderer.
No, he's not in that. It's a new guy.
Oh, a different guy. Okay.
Yeah. No, see that actor in the first one, it's his whole attitude ruined it because it's like, dude, you're not. It's like you're not selling me Inspector Gadget. You're selling me, oh, I'm just a kind guy that's wants to be. It's like, no, Inspector wasn't like that. Or
I
found the
honestly
pinch
don't.
meeting episode.
I honestly don't remember Inspector Gadget himself having much of a personality. It was the
Oh, he
dog.
does.
The dog carried the show.
He does.
I
He's kind
honestly barely remember the show.
Well, I mean, it's old. Like it was around when I was a kid, man.
I remember as a kid I was like obsessed with it, and then the movie came out, and I think I just immediately grew out of it. So I don't know if that's the result of the movie or if it's just whatever. But yeah.
All I'm trying to say, fellas, is that it's easy to make these old like childhood stuff into movies. Like I'm saying this now, and I'm saying this right now. Street Shark should be made by Michael Bay. Think about it.
No.
Oh,
Think about
it. For one thing,
No,
Michael Bay shouldn't be allowed to make anything ever again.
Hey,
and for another thing, I'm so fucking sick of pulling out every fucking memory from like millennials and rehashing it to be a fucking brand movie. Just fuck off. I'm so fucking. And then get 70-year-old actors to do all the fucking roles. I'm fucking sick of it.
Yeah. And yeah, no, Michael Bay should not be directing a movie.
No, he ruined Transformers.
Awful.
They were all garbage.
Turtles
was garbage.
What does Michael Bay make? Break it down to me.
Massive, big blockbuster movies that are garbage.
No, name them out. List them out.
Transformers 1 to 18.
No. I'm talking about the movie type.
What?
See, Swindle said one. He makes explosions. What else does he do in the movie?
Well, he makes the
that's
movie.
That's it, dude.
Oh, and he cast Megan Fox. That's the other thing he does.
Well, then he recast her when she insinuated that he was basically like Hitler.
Yeah.
Supposedly, I don't know.
Because he put her in as April O'Neil in Turtles, which at first I was like, bold move, that might pay off.
I forgot.
But then, like, she's so like sexualized in the first 2 seconds of the movie, and I'm like, she was actually a very, especially in the old Turtles movies, which is a funny thing to say, but she was like a more sort of strong woman, feminist type. Do you know what I mean? Working reporter and all that kind of thing. And then he just turned her into like a sex toy within like 5 seconds to the start of the movie.
Original April was in that movie, but they cut all that out. I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, apparently, if we're going to talk about Turtles, is Michael Bay didn't realize Turtles were what they are. He thought they were like aliens. Like he had no idea where the original stuff was at all.
That actually makes sense. That makes sense.
It just tells you like, look, Mike, just give me the money and I'll do the work.
Which is a shame because the visuals in it were great. Like Cowboy Bebop and that were in it, and that looked great. That's the only reason I watched the second one. But they were garbage.
Did you say Cowboy Bebop?
Not Cowboy Bebop. Bebop and Rocksteady.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got dementia.
It's alright.
That's what you said. Because it's funnier because I knew who you were talking about.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Where's Listen Goose?
Oh, he hadn't said nothing.
Yeah, because he's not here.
Well,
Who's Glim? You're not in Foundry.
Yeah, huh?
Definitely gonna have to watch the pitch meeting of videos for Rebel Moon. That'll be entertaining.
I'm certain it's there because that's the only reason I know what the plot is.
Well, I literally just looked it up, and he's got both part 1 and part 2, so that I'm excited for that shit.
Really that horrid?
Was that?
No, it's so bad, dude.
Yeah, I've never seen it because when I heard that how bad it was, I'm like, oh, it's not even fun bad. I don't know.
Yeah, and it's not just bad, but there's 2 of them and it's very long. So it's not even like you can like watch it, hate watch it, and get it over with quick.
Yeah, and this fucking bastard is so arrogant that he made director's cuts, which are 3 hours long.
That's crazy.
It doesn't help him at all. It's like, bruh, just let it die.
And it somehow makes it worse. It somehow makes both movies worse with the extension. Like, it's ridiculous. Me and a couple friends did like a torture watch session of it. It was like we're gonna watch both of these movies, and then it was so bad. 18 minutes into the second director's cut movie, there's like this super awkward, way too long sex scene, and it literally is like, why are we still like, we director sir, we should probably change scenes now. Like, why are we still watching this?
I feel like there was another one similar to that on Netflix, and it was another case of just throwing too much money at someone without any oversight.
Netflix is really good about that.
They do that, yeah.
I feel like I also know there's another one, but I cannot for the life of me
and I
recall
feel like
what
it's
it might be.
just out, but I can't recall it.
I think I'd be so in flames if I heard that there's gonna be a Half-Life movie. I'm like, let me get this straight. We can't have Half-Life 3, but we can have a movie. We can have.
I wouldn't mind that, because Half-Life, from what I remember, had a decent storyline, so I'd be fine with that.
Of course, but it's not finished.
I don't have an emotional attachment to it, so I don't fucking care. You're too attached to things, man. You need to let it go. They're just gonna hang that over you.
Yeah. Oh no. The reason why is that he keeps dangling the shit. He's like, oh yeah, we're making a new game. Yeah. Something with crowbars and stuff. I'm like, stop.
I'm not unhappy because Deadlock actually looks really good.
Yeah, he keeps freaking bringing stuff up like that. So screw him.
Right, I don't see Aegis, so I guess we will just have to start without him. So if you guys remember, we left off as you were all crowded into the radio room. Kellyanne had pulled you all in. Put it in this scene. And played you a recording that he had recorded the night before last. We are now on the 24th of January, I believe.
I think so, because
I don't remember
at least
which
2 days since the letter.
Yeah, I want to look at the calendar. I can't remember which day of the week that is, but it's nighttime on the 24th of the January, because everyone else had kind of like gone to sleep when he'd gathered you to show you this, and he played the recording for you, and the recording stops, and you're all kind of just left standing in this room for a second. On you go.
Does it ring any sort of bells for Kian at all? The chanting or
it seems to me like you're looking for insight.
I mean, I might.
No, I'm going to say it's. I mean, unless you think it sounds or feels like something you've encountered with him before, but I don't have anything in mind that it would trigger.
Okay.
Sorry, Glenn, what were you saying?
I mean, I'm already shit. I'm shook because of everything else, man. I'm just like, oh. I go and tell the captain. Captain!
You want to go tell Farrington? Or are you talking about the ship's captain?
Farrington? Well, it's Captain Arthur.
I don't know about that.
Of course, Gloria, you're also in the room there.
Well, you can stop me. Why? What?
Yeah.
Do you stop me? Swindle?
Kian stops you, yeah.
Kian, I'm like, wow, what's up? What's wrong? What should we do?
We can't trust Farrington with this sort of information. He's already acting incredibly erratically, and he's hiding a lot of things from us. This might we need him to think that we don't know.
Okay.
And if this is somehow connected to it, this this might be a clue, and if we clue him in on it he might might stop further leaks from happening. So we want to find out as much as we can. So let's keep it under wraps for now.
Oh, okay.
And Gloria, what is your reaction?
Yeah, I'm thinking the same.
I'm going to assume that Barker is also in the room, and he's just sort of. Barker doesn't tend to say an awful lot anyway, so I'm guessing he's just kind of standing there with his own thoughts at the moment. Kellyanne is, turns around to you all. Do you know what this is?
Nope, not at all. You said this is what you wanted to show.
It makes no sense. We catch transmissions, Americans, Germans, all the time. Nothing sounds like this.
Sounds like some sort of strange language, but I've never heard of it before. Oh, it sort of repeats like they're chanting something.
Kelly just nods slowly, as if he kind of agrees.
Do you think it might be something from the mainland, or
Shakes
I don't know
head.
how far these radio broadcasts are received from.
No, the frequency we got it on, and the time, and it doesn't match up. It could be a stray transmission from somewhere, but it doesn't make any sense.
Was anybody in here at the time that it was received?
I cannot remember what the radio operator's name was. I'm sure I mentioned it before. I think it may have been Andrew. So he will just say Andrew was here, and he was the only one operating the radio. Besides him and yourselves, we are the only ones who know about it.
Ian suggests we should keep it like that.
Sorry, God. Did you step away from your mic there?
What?
You went quiet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we should keep it like that. I wonder if there's a way to actually keep this recording or something. Is it happen every night? Always this night, or?
No, just this once. If you want, I can give you the reel. You can keep it. We have no use for it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Well,
because obviously it's like a cassette reel. There's two parts to it. So he unhooks it and like just scrolls it up and then hands you the reel. You would need like obviously a radio operator's equipment to play it, but because you didn't have cassette players then.
Yeah.
But if you find a device, you can play it.
Alright, I keep it and put it in my pack.
It's the sound of a man like groaning very loudly from out in the hall somewhere.
Go out the hall. Who's there?
Definitely follow.
Looking down the hall, you can see Weston sort of coming out from where the bunks are.
Weston? What's going on?
Oh, Private. Is the doctor with you?
Yes. Gloria?
Yes.
Dr. Pemberton, if you wouldn't mind, I think there's a problem with the captain.
I'll kind of make my way towards where the captain, I'm assuming, is in bed.
Yeah, so you can hear just oh from behind Weston.
What's happened?
Are you coming along, Dr. Pemberton?
Yes, I'm going to just do a physical, just making sure that it's a physical examination,
Yep.
making sure it's all right.
You push past Weston, you can see the captain's lying there, blanket wrapped around him, his jacket's off, he's just got his vest, his shirt on. He's all like sweating, his eyes are all scrunched up, and he's as if he's in pain.
I say to Kian to get my medical bag from my room.
Yeah. Kian will run off and grab it.
There's a moment, Kane, as you're grabbing the doctor's medical bag, where you look around the cabin she's in, he's like, shit, this is quite nice.
Yeah.
Gloria, do you want to roll to examine the captain?
Yes.
Okay, so you'll get the dice for being human, and then you'll get a dice for your occupation. It's an investigation roll. He does not have a temperature, he does not have a fever, he does not have any marks or wounds, there's no signs of infection or inflammation. He doesn't smell like he's soiled himself. There's no like fluids or pus or excretions or anything like that. Apart from his groaning and the way he's like hunched up, it doesn't appear to be anything physically wrong with him. But as you're like leant over him, Gloria, he grabs you by the scruff of the collar, pulls you in close to his face, and his eyes are wide, and he's trying to like whisper something at you. It's who are you? and like pushes you away hard.
Okay, I'm going to. I need a cold conquest, which is basically a cold conquest is like a moist towel, and also I'm gonna what's called give them something to relax them, as in to just sedative to put them to not put them to sleep, but you know what I mean, just to relax them, just
yeah,
calm, yeah. So
they
I'm
like
gonna
the
need
sedatives back in the day.
I'm gonna need you,
Yeah.
Mr. Captain West, what's called Weston. I'm gonna need you and you and Keen to hold them down so that I can give them this sedative.
Of course. Weston holds down one shoulder, pulls down the captain's blanket to expose his bare arm for you, and then like holds down the shoulder.
Yeah, Kian will kind of flanking Gloria will like hold down his legs and his other arm.
Yep. He's like, as you try to restrain him, he gets more like agitated and wide-eyed. It's like, who are you? Why am I being held here? Where am I?
Yeah, Captain Farrington, it's us. It's Kian, Gloria.
You're not pressing your button, Laura. Hang on.
Oh no. The doctor's gone mute.
I don't know if she's on the phone.
Can you not hear me? No.
I couldn't hear you there. I can hear you now.
Try to breathe. Breathe. It's Gloria and Kian. We're just here. We're here. Just calm down. I'm here to help you, Captain. I'm here to help.
I don't know who you are, blazed woman. Let me go. Who is this man?
Is he directing the who is this man to Weston or Kian?
His eyes are just like going between all of you in like a panic.
Okay. Okay.
With his one arm that's kind of more against the wall, the right arm, he's like pounding at it as if he's trying to like push away at the same time.
Yeah.
So I manage. I do manage to get it.
Yes, I mean he's one side's been held down. You will be able to like administer it, and he's like, "What are you doing to me? No, I don't want to."
Now, Weston, I'm going to, he's going to be calm, a lot calmer now, and he'll probably fall asleep. I need him to be warm, but I need him to have someone just sit with like a moist towel. Killian, would you mind what's called sitting with him? Like
Killian's like standing back from everyone else, so I guess Barker or Winston would be closer.
Okay. Winston, would you mind sitting with him for for the rest of the evening? I need someone to just sit with him.
All right, I'll do it.
Okay, thank you, Winston. And if there's any change in his temperature, I give you like a thermometer. I say just like administer it like here, and I show where to administer it. If there's any change in his temperature or anything like that, just alert me. Get someone to alert me, and I'll come back again. I'll come back every couple of hours to check on him.
As he just sort of starts to calm down and goes woozy. I don't want to go back in the dark. Nods off.
Kian's going to just kind of study Weston's reactions.
Weston's apart from when he's seasick, he is very much a poker face. And he does look a little seasick now because you are back at sea. He is a little kind of pale looking. And as he lets go and the doctor administers, he's just kind of like watching on. I don't want to say intently, but obviously with a lot of focus and attention. He's not really paying attention to anyone else. And when the doctor finishes and he's kind of nodding off, he's still watching Gloria. And as Gloria is talking to Adam, When she finishes, Weston turns to you, Doctor. He's like, Doctor, could I have a word with you? In private, perhaps?
Of course.
Okay.
And he takes Gloria off to the side. Dr. Pimpton, I am concerned about the well-being of the captain. I administered the neutralizer for the alcohol, as you suggested, but he's not been looking well. He's been getting steadily more ill-looking over the course of the day.
I suspect just do not use the bottle and just throw it away.
Of course, there isn't the risk that could have any sort of adverse effect on him, is there?
No. It wouldn't have any sort of effect. It's basically it's a kind of placebo effect more than anything else.
I see. So it does not neutralize the effects of alcohol.
It just gives a sort of bitter taste if he was to drink alcohol.
Well, that's not quite what we discussed previously, Doctor, is it?
Yes, but if you were to get something like that wouldn't be the thing that that would be a wee bit. You'd have to like go to a GP for that, not a surgeon.
I thought you were able to procure such a thing. That's why I entrusted you with seeking it out.
Yes, but this isn't. This is harmless, so it shouldn't be affecting the captain at all.
Yes, but this is the first time you've ever seen any real like simmering of sort of anger with Weston, and he's like, yes, but he's been drinking alcohol in that case.
Well, you know what to do then, don't you? Clear the boat of alcohol.
And how exactly, Doctor, would I manage that? And he says this in a loud voice that everyone can overhear. And he kind of storms off upstairs.
I never. I go into Winston and I say, do not let Lieutenant Weston in here.
I mean, so I will say Weston's bunk is on the other side of the foot corridor here to the captain's. And then you guys are all sleeping right around the corner in another hallway. So you are all like very close to each other.
I don't think that's going to be much of an option there, Gloria.
Well, I want one of you looking after the captain while he's in the vicinity.
We do what we can, but if keep in mind he's a lieutenant. If we tell him no or disobey, that can rouse suspicion. We're supposed to be privates. We're supposed to be doing what he says. So if he says leave the room.
Kellyan, standing in the back, has now lit a cigarette again, and he breathes out smoke between you all. We could put him in the brig.
That'd be
my idea.
It might be safer for him too. He takes another draw of his cigarette.
Might be.
Yeah, that could be a plan. Are you talking about the captain?
I think you're talking about the lieutenant.
No,
yeah, the lieutenant.
You're Captain Fangden. We put him in the rig and someone could keep an eye on him. The cell door locks, no one could get in or out to him.
I don't suppose you trust any of us with the key.
I need to speak to the captain, but maybe.
Do we know how far away it is from... Because we just left Gibraltar, right?
Yes.
Do we know how long it is before we reach Tunisia?
You'll reach Tunis tomorrow, later in the day.
Okay. It might. Just the fucking military and politics that might complicate things.
So up to this point, Barker, obviously you've been quiet with your thoughts.
Very in character.
I think Swindle's message to kind of keep you up to date with what happened. But if you want to pitch in something.
Yeah, I was just trying to think what to do for the best. Yeah, I suppose we probably don't have much choice other than to put him in the brig for now. That seems like probably the safest place for him, I guess.
Actually, I mean, we're alone in here, and Weston just stormed off, right?
For the time, yeah.
Yeah. Kian's going to immediately search through Weston's stuff.
In front of everyone else, yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, at this point, fuck it. We're already talking about throwing Farrington in the brig, might as well.
Okay, give me an investigation roll.
Just the one, I'm assuming.
That's all you get, yeah.
Yeah.
Driver doesn't give you a lot of dice for stuff.
Uh,
Well, you can reroll it, but you know what that means.
yeah, fuck it. We ball. Go, boy. Oh, boy.
Oh boy.
Oh, you're going crazy.
Okay, so you fuck it. You go through Western stuff. You open his little case that he has. Doesn't seem to be anything there. Just papers, travel paper, documents, all that kind of stuff. You like open up his pillow. You start like pulling the sheet open. You flip the mattress over, and he's taking the time to loosen like a board on the underside of the bunk. And as you pull the board back, you can see that there's a little wooden pendant. And the reason that this sets you off is you can remember seeing this symbol carved in the like ritual circle that you saw in the vaults. And it's a kind of misshapen star kind of symbol with 8 points, I think.
Yeah, I think, with this sort of slightly manic, possibly paranoid, especially the fact that Kian doesn't find anything at first for a while, sort of energy, Kian will eventually, as soon as he sees the pendant, flips up the board and, sees the pendant, he kind of freezes for a moment. And I think he just, he's no longer on the ship anymore. He's back in the vaults, in the tunnels, hearing that god-awful noise. Yes. Just sort of like checking out, of this reality and just, revisiting that horrible memory.
So to everyone else, he appeared sort of catatonic for a while.
Yeah.
Like frozen in place.
And I think, Keen will kind of blink his eyes and go, what happened?
I'm going to say, Keen, you don't even remember getting back on the ship. So you're on Gibraltar, in the port, and all of a sudden you're on the ship and it's nighttime. And everyone's standing around you looking at you.
What happened? What day is it?
Yeah, what day is it?
It was Monday. Since you needed to know.
Yeah. No, that doesn't make sense. We were like, did we even go to bed? How's it daytime? Are we on the ship again?
Yeah, dude. You were really tired.
Well, what happened? I can't remember anything that happened. How long have we been on the ship? Are we going back to? Are we going? Do we leave Gibraltar? Are we still in dock?
We're going to Chinese.
How long have... I don't remember anything before...
Barker, can you go and get Kian a glass of water?
You're holding something clenched in your hand, Kian, and you're just kind of now like realizing you're holding onto it.
Oh, jeez. Open up my hand.
It's a small metal ring. It feels both familiar and terrifying in equal measure.
Kian flat out drops the ring and steps away from it and pats his chest where that little piece of iridium is. See if he still has it.
Yep.
No. Does anybody else see the ring?
Yeah, they'll hear it clatter to the floor as you drop it. For the rest of you, it's just a plain looking metal ring.
I go and pick it up. Hey man, you dropped your ring.
How is that here?
What is it?
Did you see me with this ring?
No,
you guys saw him pull that ring out from underneath the bunk when he opened it up.
Yeah, you had it all the time. So what are you talking about?
That ring shouldn't be here.
What ring is this?
That was Michael Thomas's ring.
Out of character. Who's that?
I mean, you don't know who that is.
Okay, in character. Who?
Very terrible, very dead man. Played around with a lot of very awful things that he shouldn't have. Thought he could control it, and it tortured him and then killed him.
Sorry, Laura, were you trying to speak again there? Are you trying to speak again now?
Yes.
There we go.
How come I can hear you now? Were you forgetting to press the button?
For me,
No.
her thing didn't light up there, didn't her?
Yeah, your thing didn't light up at all.
Is it lighting up now?
Yes, I can hear you fine
it
now.
is.
That's weird.
Anyway, what did you want to say?
I was just saying that my mom had, she's saying her mom had, wrote about him.
Yep. And you've just read that account, so it's still fresh in your memory.
The last time...
he was crazy, wasn't he? He was nuts.
Yeah, it whatever he was playing with, it twisted his mind up.
What's the ring got to do with that?
The last time I saw it, we were in Glasgow, and whatever had been torturing him was inside of my head. And it took over.
So Keen is also when Keen is also like saying this to the rest of you, he's like kind of crazed looking as well. Like much the way Gloria looked previously, that's what Keen kind of looks just now as well.
I know it doesn't make sense. I swear to you, though, it is true. It's some sort of demon was inside of him, and then when he died, it transferred into me. And the last time I saw this ring, it was in control.
Well,
and I haven't seen it since.
Why don't you throw it over to the sea?
So Adam is holding it at the moment. And to you, Adam, I mean, this just looks like a plain, small metal ring. Perhaps, maybe it's some kind of steel or something. You know, it's got a peculiar kind of glint to it. But, I mean, it doesn't seem particularly strange.
Why don't you just throw it away?
I don't know if that's a good
give
idea.
it back. I give it back to Kian. I'm like, it's Kian's. I'm not gonna be.
Well, I mean, it's not Keaton's. You guys saw him take it out from underneath Weston's bunk. So presumably Weston was hiding it there.
I know. I'm just. Ian had it first, so I give it to him.
All right, yeah, finders keepers.
Well, why don't you destroy it?
I don't know if there's anything attached to this ring now, but from what I understand, and Kian will reach in and kind of hold out the necklace, which is just a very simple pendant with a rock, basically, of kind of a similar color as the ring. It's made from some sort of metal. They find it in rocks that fall from space. I know it sounds crazy, but the metal seems to defend against certain things. Whenever I had the ring, I slipped it on my finger, and I'll hold up my hand and show the very old burn scar that's just this ring around my finger. It did this to me whenever I had that demon inside of me. So it sort of hurts them, keeps them away. It's difficult to say, but if you said I found it from there?
Kelly is standing behind you, smoking a cigarette, and when he's like talking about demons and stuff, he's like looking at you all kind of like, what the fuck are you people doing?
Hey man, I'm in the same boat as you are.
This demon, he says to you, Kian, is it the thing that Adam saw?
I don't know. I mean, it's sort of.
Wait, have I showed you the picture? Well, have I showed you the picture, King?
I think you showed it to me the night before we left, and yeah, Kian just saw.
He only drew it today.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, I thought he.
He was trying to draw it before, but he got Kelly to draw it because Kelly's a better artist.
That's right. Well, yeah. In that case, yeah. Since Kian's forgot about it, he has no idea.
All right, I show it to him. Aha! This is what I saw.
And it looks suitably terrifying and alien and unknown, Kian, but it's definitely not like any of the horrors you've seen.
No, this might be something different. The demon that I've encountered was like made out of pure darkness. It moved like smoke or liquids. It's difficult to. But it didn't have this sort of shape or appearance.
You hear the captain turn over in his cot, his bunk. Darkness, only see him in the darkness. Yeah.
Hmm?
I would remember that Farrington had contact with Ferguson. That was, yeah.
Because you read it, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, if anything, Kian's just going to hold up the ring and point at, I guess they still overturned Weston's bunk, and just go, like, Farrington and Weston have something to do with the cults that me and Gloria's mother tried to stop. I thought we succeeded, but it doesn't make any sense.
I think you should still get rid of the ring. Because it would be worth your while to get rid of the ring. Like you said, if it creates a monster within you, and and is destructive, I say get rid of it.
It didn't create the monster, it hurt the monster. It only left this scar on me because the monster was in me.
I will say Swindle as well mechanically, if Keen were to chuck that in the ocean, and it would have to be Keen that did it, you would be able to now lower your insight by 1.
Yeah, I know.
That's
and
what
I'm facing a very real conundrum here because I really want to lower that.
No one
Off
else
the
is.
record, off the record, I've been just kind of like, yeah. You
Well,
should
no one
throw
else
that
can
in.
because you can only do it when you're at 5 to lower it to 4. You can't do it at any other time.
Oh, fair enough.
It's just when you're in the panic of 5 on the verge of complete insanity, you can like do something to destroy the thing that's kind of like causing your breakout of sanity, in order to kind of calm yourself and bring yourself back.
Oh, is the pendant still the wooden star still in there?
Yeah, you're holding it. You said you picked it out. Oh no, sorry,
Oh.
you picked up your necklace. No, it's still
Yeah.
just yeah. You look back in the bunk and there's nothing else there.
That's yeah. I think just Kian will kind of tighten his fist around the ring again. Sort of just taking a moment to once again realize that there's no burning sensation. So he kind of takes some comfort in that before he turns and finds the nearest way to just chuck the ring into the ocean.
Yeah, you need to do that.
Okay, so you could open up. We said there was like little portholes now and again. You could like unlatch one of them, unscrew it, pop it open, and pop it out that way. Or you could go up deck and throw it.
Yeah, I think Ian would try to dispose of it as soon as possible, and so he'd go for the porthole.
So Keen starts opening up a porthole. You guys are standing there. Killian's still standing there smoking a cigarette, sort of weighing up just how crazy or real any of this is. That you're talking about demons and stuff.
Right, I think we need to check on Farrington. So let's go and check on him.
Well, I mean, you're all standing right next to Farrington. You're still in the corridor here. That's what I'm saying. His bunk's on one side and Weston's bunk was on the other side. It's just a little narrow passage. And at the end of the passage is the stairs to the upper deck in your cabin.
I think I'll start trying to put stuff back the way it was. You know, if Farrington's bunk is still trashed, it would probably...
Yeah. Yep, so you put in the mattress, you put the board back into place. You start, doing it up because it was all made before Keen started rustling it apart. You put the pillows back, you put all the papers back and the briefcase back in the position it was in. Just in the nick of time, as Weston comes down the stairs again. I'm sorry, Doctor. I must apologise for my temper earlier. I'm still a bit queasy, as you can understand. It's unsettled myself. I'm just concerned about the captain's well-being, as you can understand.
I feel his temperature. His temperature has gone down now, so I think he just needs rest and just needs, everyone out of the room so that he can just rest.
Yes, you're quite right. It is late after all, so why don't you all be on your way? I'll keep an eye on him here.
I would like 2 people to keep an eye on him because remember he had that frenzy attack before, so Winston will stay and look after him with you.
Weston doesn't look happy. Well, perhaps we should move the captain then, since there are only 2 bunks here. Perhaps, yes, Private Winston. The captain will have your bunk, and you can sleep in the captain's bunk here beside me.
Okay.
Will that work for you, Doctor? And this way Mr. O'Doyle and Mr. Barker can keep an eye on him.
Yes, that works for me well, so.
Very good. Now, might I suggest that we all turn in? It is a late evening, and we have a long day ahead of us.
Night all.
Gloria takes her little medical bag and walks off to her cabin, her comfy private cabin.
Safe behind a door. So how many insight does that
It
knock
lowers you
off?
from 5 to 4.
Oh, okay. Well, alrighty then.
So you and Mr. Barker take the captain and carefully kind of drag him around the corner and put him in Adam's bunk. And then Adam, you're left with the bunk here across from Weston.
All right, I go in the bunk. Just lay down.
Before
Are you going to sleep?
before
or are you
Weston goes to
just
sleep,
one eye open?
he says to you, Adam, he says, if you excuse me, private, I must go to the bathroom again. And he kind of hobbles off.
Okay.
So does everyone want to go to sleep for the night? Or do you have anything else you want to do?
I'm gonna slowly go to sleep. Like I'm gonna slowly just, doze off. If I hear anything, I wake back up.
So you're like waiting for Weston to come back and make sure that he settles down before you really relax?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep, that's fine.
I sleep a little while. I sleep a few hours. If I wake up, he's not there. I'm gonna go and find out.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay. What about the rest of you?
I think Kian's also gonna try to stay up as much as he can before. Just kind of keeping an eye or an ear out for Farrington or any other weird noise.
I just say to Kian, if anything, if his temperature, and I show him how to use the thermometer and stuff, if his temperature goes up or it's extremely low or something like that, or if he takes another sort of frenzy attack, just, get me immediately. So my medical bag is all in order on my wee sort of side table so that I can just grab it.
Okay.
So, yeah. And I'm kind of like, how usually you would have like, I'd have like a nightgown or something like that on, but I'm kind of like, I'm sort of like, I have like my sort of house coat thing on.
So you're like
well.
sort of half dressed, ready to get up and just throw something on.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And what about you, Lewis?
Do we need to do anything to like look after Farrington? I don't know, like put a wet towel in his forehead or anything like that?
Yeah, that's why I said like if one of you can just do that.
Yeah, you make him prop him up, make him comfortable. Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of make sure that he's as okay as we can before trying to get some rest.
As you're just doing that with him, Barker, before you settle down, the captain's like, he's not talking in his sleep, but he's kind of like almost hyperventilating. But it's not something that he does continuously, but he just has kind of short bursts of it.
I think I might watch him for a while just in case he gets any worse in that case. So not like for ages, but just kind of feeling like, if it's kind of like weighing up, should I go and get the doctor to look at him or anything?
Mm-hmm. So Weston goes off to the bathroom. He comes back after a time. Just not too long, but after a few minutes. And he lies in his bunk. And you doze off, Adam, after a while, feeling like it's comfortable. Kian and Lewis, you guys are staying awake for a little while longer, keep an eye on Farrington. And just to the point that you are both kind of like about to doze off again, you hear Weston or Adam, because you can't see obviously around the corner, getting up out of their bunk and moving along the deck. And Adam, I think at the same point, because you're going to sleep with that sort of subconscious thought that you're trying to like stay on edge, him getting up from his bunk does rouse you, and you're aware of him like getting up out of the bunk and then walking back out towards the bathroom perhaps, but in that direction. And this is now in the middle of the night.
Are we in between him and the bathroom, or in between him and the deck?
He would be going the other direction. He would go along corridor, past the stairs, past Gloria's room, past the radio room, to the bathroom.
Okay. Yeah, I think Kian will kind of look at Lewis and slowly try to stand up without making too much of a noise and peek his head out. See if he could spot who got up.
You see Adam lying there with like one eye open.
Huh.
Yeah, I'd definitely make my way, trying to follow Weston.
I just looked up at you. I'm like,
So he creeps away from you, Lewis, and past you, Adam.
oh, so I just see Ken. I get up and follow him.
Okay, so the two of you are now creeping. Gloria, you're like in your bunk, also in a kind of state of alert, and you kind of wake up because you hear something's woken you up, and then you can hear people creeping or moving along the deck outside your cabin. And it's not like it's not like when you hear the crew members coming and going, because they just come and go. But this sounds like somebody creeping, like it's creak step kind of sound.
I go to check on Captain Farrington, and I take my medical bag with me.
Okay.
And and I just like ask Barker. Barker.
Well, hang on, wait a second. You grab your bags, shove your thing, your housecoat, whatever. Open the door quite suddenly, and Adam and Keen are on the other side. They've passed your cabin at that point, and they both get a fright as your door opens. And you see the two of them just like Scooby and Shaggy.
Yeah, 100% Kid jumps and then quickly like presses their head to his chest like, oh fuck, I'm getting too old for this shit.
Yeah, I was picturing Scooby-Doo.
Did you hear that creak?
Yes,
That's
us.
That's it.
Weston got up again.
Oh, okay. I've got to check on Captain Farrington.
Do that.
So Gloria, you walk off in the other direction towards Lewis and Farrington. Lewis, what have you done after Keen got up?
I've probably noticed that he's gone out, but I probably not think too much about it. Maybe just assume he's gone to the bathroom or whatever. Once there's the captain, and then is he still hyperventilating?
He is lying seemingly at rest, but his eyes are open.
Oh, that's worse.
Yeah, that sounds a bit troubling.
But
Okay.
But however, he's breathing normally, and he's not like tossing or turning or anything like that.
Yeah, I probably figure that if everybody else is up, I should maybe go and speak to Dr. Pemberton and see if if this is like a cause for alarm.
Sure. So you get up and turn the corner just as Gloria is coming down the corridor towards you.
Doctor, Farrington's he's sleeping with his eyes open. Is that something we should worry about?
Yes, let's go and see the patient.
You come around and Farrington's there. I mean, people do sometimes in certain states sleep with their eyes open or open eyes during sleeping. It's usually not something to be too concerned about. You would be aware of that as a doctor. But it can also indicate some sort of trauma or something like that in extreme cases. So you probably like flash a light in his face and stuff like that.
Well, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah. Do you want to give me a roll 2 dice again for your investigation?
Yeah.
Oh, it is creepy. My brother's done it.
Oh yeah, no, my siblings do that all the fucking time. It freaks me out.
I mean, if I lived with you, I'd probably do it all the time too.
Yeah, you.
Don't need to do anything else yet, Gloria, but you're going to check him out. Temperature, all the rest of it, just to make sure, check his pulse, all the rest to make sure he's okay. You two guys that were following Weston, you creep down, continue your way. Gloria's obviously made noise. Anyone that was ahead of you will have heard. And you listen out, and you don't hear anyone. So you make your way past the radio room, and the operator's in there, and he's got a cigarette, and he's sat back, just kind of half falling asleep in his chair. And you go past the corridor that takes you down to the mess hall, and then on the other side, the bathroom, which is very small. It's like a urinal and a toilet, and that's it. And the bathroom is empty.
Where did he go?
Did we pass the stairs to the upper deck at all?
Yes, you would have passed them already.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say probably the upper deck.
But the only thing
Let's go.
ahead of you on this deck, if you continue in that same direction, would be the forward cargo compartments.
Oh, wait a second, actually. Yeah. Yeah, no, in that case, Ken would keep going towards that way, because that's where that one crate is with all the boxes.
No, that was in the rear part behind the engine room.
Oh. Yeah, no, okay, never mind. Yeah, so Ken will make his way up towards, like, the top deck.
Okay. Are you going with Keen, Adam, or do you want to go? I mean, what would you say to him when you're doing this?
Yeah, I would just say, like, maybe he's up at the top deck.
Well, let's go see, because, I mean, he ain't here.
Because we you know, I'm assuming either Adam already knows about the crate with the other books in it, or at the very least, Keen will, if he doesn't, Keen will tell him about it now.
I didn't know that, didn't I?
Yeah. There's I mean, it was just part of the rest of our equipment, I guess, but maybe Winston's poking around in that.
Let's find out. Let's go.
Jesus.
Ow!
Why did you reroll, Laura?
Okay, I'm not gonna reroll.
Why would you reroll? You got the 5 and the 6, the 4 and the 6. You don't need to reroll. You
Okay,
got
I'll
maximum
do it.
success. I'm going to make you roll insight in a minute. I'm just going to cut back to you.
Yeah, you're right.
So,
Oh,
yeah. So you guys want to go up deck
Yes.
after you've explained to Adam about the crates and stuff and the books.
Yeah.
Okay, so Keen, you're telling Adam about this as you ascend the stairs to the upper deck. It's nighttime, middle of the night. You can see the light on, or faint light in the bridge, with 2 guys on duty there. It's a calm night. It's quite warm, just cool, slight breeze. You know, no reason to kind of feel afraid about anything, but it is like very dark because obviously they have the lights out for security reasons. You can see some lights very faintly on some of the ships either side of you, or probably a distance off either side.
Yeah, Ken's gonna try to see through the darkness, see if he could spot Weston or any silhouette that might match Weston.
So I mean, you two can both roll investigation roll if you want to, of 1 dice each.
Okay.
alright. Here we go. Investigation.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to spend a little while looking around. I mean, it's all upper deck. Looking around. See what you can find. Gloria, you check out the captain. Again, he doesn't seem to have anything physically wrong with him. He seems to be he's stable, you know, his pulse is fine. A little elevated, perhaps. But, you know, he seems like he's just, like, asleep, but his eyes are open. And as you're kind of leaned in, you're, like, listening to his breath. Maybe you pull out a stethoscope and put it in his chest to listen to his heartbeat. And as you do, his eyes kind of break out of the sleep trance that he must have been in. And he, like, looks straight at you, eye to eye. And he opens his mouth and just, like, whispers to you in, like, the faintest voice that he could possibly put on. He goes, "He's watching us."
Oh no.
I feel like because she's a surgeon and stuff like that, that she's had people that are like, you know, have mental health, you know, issues that, you know, things like that wouldn't, you know, phase her.
No, you're quite right.
Yeah.
Roll insight for me.
It's just 1 dice, or I have to
Yes,
roll
it's the
few
insight
dice?
roll. The one for the insight roll. So he says that to you, and you're like, okay, that sounds a little crazy. And then you're not standing in a bunk on a ship next to the captain. You're standing in a large circular chamber, old in stone, with things carved into the floor and a pit in the centre of the room. The captain is standing on the other side of the room, and behind him is a shadowy presence that you can't quite make out. What'd you do?
Just close my eyes.
You close your eyes and you can feel a warm hand on the shoulder from someone standing behind you, and you hear your father's voice.
Daddy?
Gloria, you shouldn't be here. What do you do?
What is it?
What exactly would you do?
What happened to you? I just want to know. What
Do
happened to
you
you?
say this while you've got your back to him, or do you turn around or what?
I've got my back turned.
You're too scared to look at him.
Yeah. I miss you, Dad. I miss you, Dad.
You can't be here, and he pushes you, and you fall forward towards the hole in the ground. What'd you do?
I shout out for Barker.
Barker, she's leant over the captain. The captain whispers something to her, and then she starts to scream your name.
Yeah, I'll probably try and grab the doctor by her shoulders. Dr. Pemberton, Gloria, are you okay? What's going on?
Her eyes are like, the pupils are massive, as if she was in a dark space.
I think I'll try and get her away from Barrington and like see if there's somewhere like she could sit down. I'll try and like maneuver her into a chair or something.
Sure. Pull her around the corner, take her down the corridor into like a little like smoking room. There's just like a table and chair in there next to a window.
If there's a window, I'll like open it so she can get some fresh air. See if that helps any.
But you can now roleplay your fear, Gloria.
Yeah.
I just want to get back to my, cabin, and just I need to rest.
So what's that look like? Are you like clawing at him, grabbing him, trying to push him out the way? What is it?
Just basically just run into my cabin and shutting the door.
Push Lewis out of the way and run down the corridor back to your cabin, slam the door shut.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna rip the letter that my mom wrote, because I'm just like, I've just had enough. Oh.
You realise that you can't lower your insight right now.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, because it's 4.
You need to be at 5, yeah.
Okay.
Although, why were you at 3?
I don't know.
You were at 5 and you went down at 4.
I don't know. It just showed
That's impossible.
me.
Taking too much off.
I never changed it.
No, it doesn't do it automatically, so you must have.
Must have been by accident.
Just Gloria's force of character.
Such a cheat. You're such a cheat, man.
Well, I ripped the letter.
A 4,
is that not...
You can rip up the letter anyway. I think that's fitting. But yes, It doesn't have any mechanical effect. You rolled a 4, so you would have been at 4 anyway, so nothing actually changed.
Yeah.
Well, no, actually, you rolled a 5, so you're actually back up at 5.
Am I back up at 5?
Yes.
But the letter, is that not a Cthulhu letter? Can I know?
Yes, you're right.
I think it is. Yeah.
Well, yes, that is evidence. Yes, so you're at 4 then. Okay, that's fine. Stop cheating, or I'm just going to kill you.
It's by accident. It was by accident.
Sorry.
Anyway, you guys up on deck. You split up, look around, and after a minute or so, maybe not even that long, you turn the corner around some of the crates, and you're like face to face with each other. You haven't seen anyone. At that point, Adam, you turn the corner, you see Kian. You're at the front of the ship now. You didn't pass anyone. You're about to say something to Kian. Adam went off to the side at the front of the ship, a ways a little bit. There's a large white shape in the water coming towards the ship.
I
Adam sees it, not you. You've got your back to it.
Oh, damn it.
Well, when I see that, I try to find the first thing to set the alarm or something.
Okay, there are bells in the ship, so you want to run over and start ringing the alarm bell?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you yelling anything as you do this?
I'm like, ship! Ship!
Sorry, what are you shouting?
Huh?
What are you shouting?
I said ship.
Oh, ship, yeah.
The fuck?
Ding, 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 ding. I couldn't make out what you said. The one of the guys in the bridge kind of like runs out the door and he shouts, "What are you doing?" And then he looks ahead and he sees it too, and he runs back into the bridge, and the two of them start to like maneuver their ship off to the right. Kean, you turn around the direction they were looking at, and there is a white thing in the water, slowly making its way towards your ship.
Kian's going to immediately like get as like he's going to make his way like to the part of the ship that's closest to the thing to see if he can get as close as he can to it without like, you know, jumping overboard, and trying to see see if this has any resemblance to the thing that's supposed to be in Loch Ness. Right, he's yeah,
one dice, investigate.
Like, what the fuck is this?
You're peering through the darkness trying to make out what it is.
Oh, come on, man, come on.
I mean, you can reroll the insight if you want, but whatever it is going to be right in front of you in a second anyway.
Fuck it.
You look out just like, is this the thing? Oh my god, and all these thoughts are running through, but Loch Ness could have followed you, what's this tied into? Blah 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 blah. It's not though. As it gets closer and catches some of the moonlight, you can clearly see the shape of a ship. The squared part on the top, the sort of almost V-shaped, U-shaped of the hull into the water. It is a ship painted white, or some of it's painted white, coming, like, sailing towards you very slowly. There's no lights on it.
Okay, so it's painted white. Is there any other markings, like a name or?
As your ship veers starts to turn to the side slightly, it just misses this other ship that's slowly just sort of floating, bobbing in the water, barely even moving. And as you come alongside, you can see along the side of it is a name written in French, the Volusian. And but there's no lights, there's no smoke from the stack, there's no sound of engines, there's no people on the deck. It just seems completely abandoned.
Any sign of damage that I could see in the night?
One of the crewmen come down from the bridge and pats you on the shoulder. Adam, that was a good job, mate. I didn't see that.
Yeah, I just saw it when I got out.
That was a bloody close one. What were you doing up here?
I was looking for the captain.
Well, he's in his bunk, mate, sleeping.
He is?
Well, yeah, Captain Archer's not walking around this time of night, is he?
When he says that, I just like, hold on a minute. I go back and go see.
Well, he's obviously talking about Captain Archer of the ship.
Oh.
Because you just said Captain, that's who he's going to assume you're talking about.
No, the other captain. Well, is there another captain?
Who wasn't the person you were looking for anyway? You were looking for Weston.
Yeah, Weston.
Do you want to correct yourself and say Weston to him?
Yeah, I go back. I'm sorry, not Captain. Weston. I was looking for Weston.
Oh, your other lad? Oh, I haven't seen him.
Yeah, we saw him walking around, but
I don't think anyone's been up here, but it is dark. But good show anyway, mate. I'll let the captain know that you saved us from an unfortunate incident. And you just kind of look on as this empty ship, and you just kind of sail by it, just a few meters apart. And Kian, no, you won't see any like damage on it.
Okay. Looking back around on the deck of our ship, do I still not see Weston moving about?
No, you don't, but you probably both faintly hear a woman's scream from the lower deck.
And I'm assuming Gloria is the only woman on the ship, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Kian will quickly sprint towards.
Well, I do too. Do you hear that?
Deck.
Right, so you both run down deck and you get down there, and you just, as you come down the stairs, Gloria's cabin door just slams shut.
Gloria!
Hello.
Gloria rips the letter up and then opens the door.
Oh, hello.
Are you all right? We heard screaming.
Yeah.
I looked into Farrington's eyes, and I saw my father, and it all went dark, and there was a shadow. It was really creepy, and there was all these scrawlings, and then there was Farrington in the middle, and then my father was behind me telling me that I'm not supposed to be here. And Barker, he dragged me out of it. He dragged me away from Farrington. It was enlightening, but it was the most scariest situation because I felt so lost. My father pushed me into the dark hole to save me so that I wouldn't be captured. It was like another universe that I was in. It was a circular with carvings around the circle. Kian, and I just look at Kian and I just say, Kian, has this ever happened to you? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Confess.
It's not a confess. That's just me asking him if he's ever been through. Because
I just like you threw it right at him.
The ramblings of my mother. I have to say, I'm just kind of has this happened to you?
Not exactly.
Weston appears from behind you both in the direction of the bathroom and the radio room. He's standing in the hallway there in his skivvies. What's all this racket? Why are you all running around screaming this time of night?
Dead.
Farrington is he's not well. He's not a well man.
Well, I think we are aware of that, Doctor, but how is he doing?
He's in some sort of trance.
Was that him screaming?
No, that was me screaming.
Why were you screaming?
Because I was having an out-of-body experience with Farrington.
He looks at Adam and he looks at Kian. What's this woman talking about?
So basically, I was explaining to them that I was in what's called it felt like another universe with a circle around it, and my father was behind me, and I know it sounds crazy, and Captain
So you were having a dream?
was in the middle. No,
Goodness sake, women, there's no reason to start screaming and running around slamming doors in the middle of the night.
It felt real. I think we need someone a bit, someone different, an alternative doctor to help him out.
Yes, well, I think that's one thing we can agree on, Doctor. He says, then he throws Adam and Kian a look.
Well, Doctor, Mr. Weston,
That's Lieutenant Weston. You are a part of the British Armed Forces. ma'am.
I came first in my class. I'm a skilled surgeon and a skilled member of the medical board and medical society.
It'll be that
I
as
will
way.
have you know.
Be as that may, Doctor Surgeon. I don't think it's very professional for you to be screaming and waking everyone up in the middle of the night like this. So how about you all return to your quarters?
Will you try staring into his eyes and see where that takes you?
Well, I will check on the captain since you mentioned it. That sounds like a good idea.
Winston, go with him.
Yes, Mr. Winston, Mr. O'Doyle, what are you doing up?
We heard something on the deck, and it turns out it was a ship.
A ship?
Yeah.
Well, we are at sea. That doesn't seem that unusual.
It was kind of close.
And where have you been for the past hour?
Not that I need to explain myself to you, Doctor, but I've been in the bathroom. As you can see, I'm not coping too well with the motion of the ocean. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to lie down and try to get some sleep tonight, and amongst all this ruckus. And he gives you all that stern look that means beat it.
Yeah, well, I'll go to my bunk, which is next to where Captain Farrington is. So.
Farrington is lying there sleeping soundly.
And I'll follow him to his, because his bunk is right next to mine.
Yep, and he was behind you, and he's just grumbling to himself as you just walk along. I can't believe that bloody woman, ridiculous. Now he pokes his head around the corner and looks at Farrington, and literally just like pokes his head around, just a quick glance, and then turns and goes back to his bunk. Lies down, pulls a blanket over him, and turns against the wall.
Alright, just go to sleep and it's down.
The rest of the night passes without incident, and before you know it, it is the early morning. You can hear the bells, the movement of the crew, the yells, the laughing and joking, the moving of like ropes and crates and stuff, and the gentle jostling of the ocean, and the slapping of the sea waves against the side of the hull. Weston is up, dressed, and up on deck before any of you are out of your bunks.
I go and check on Captain Farrington, but I don't look at his eyes.
So, how long is the sedative going to last that you kind of gave to him?
The sedative is 24-hour sedative.
So, I mean, that's a really heavy sedative you gave him then.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you said earlier you didn't give him a heavy one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll say 12 hours, yeah. So it's
okay, so enough time to put him to sleep and get a good rest. So he's probably going to be coming to within the next hour or two. So you check on him and he seems to be fine. He's in like a proper sleep now. It's not sedative sleep. But he should be waking probably not long after all you do. He's just in a deeper sleep.
I don't even check his eyes. I'm just like, well, that I don't want that experience again. So I'm like, just do the thermometer check, and it seems like he's okay. He just seems his temperature's gone down. He's a lot.
He didn't have a temperature.
Sort of...
He never had a temperature.
Okay.
He seemed like in perfectly normal health.
Yeah.
Physically, at least.
He's not sweating, which is the good thing. So, well, I think the fever might be over. So, I'll go and grab him some soup.
Okay, so you go to the mess hall to get him something to eat when he wakes up.
Yeah.
What about the rest of you? What do you do when you wake up?
Food. What do you expect?
Okay, so Adam joins Gloria and heading to the mess hall.
I think Keen will kind of go over to where Farrington is still sleeping, and then actually takes off his necklace and kind of takes the iridium and just sort of lightly presses it against like his hand or something.
He wakes up with a jolt and turns around. Where am I? Who are you?
You're on the ship.
A ship? What ship? Why are we on the ship?
Do you not remember?
No, damn it, man, I don't remember. Who the blazes are you?
My name's Keanu Doyle.
He grabs his head and, like, bends over.
Yeah, I'll wrap the necklace around my hand and with like the iridium kind of on the palm, and I'll try to hold his shoulder or hold his hands or something.
You're also there, Lewis. What'd you do?
I feel like you would be quite wary because of what happened to Gloria.
I imagine Lewis would be very wary. So what does Lewis do when the guy starts going like just like yelling in pain?
Is Kean like holding his hand, trying to comfort him or anything here?
I'm trying to like, yeah, I'm trying to hold him and see what's going on, but I've definitely got a hand wrapped with my necklace.
Okay. If Kean's sitting with him, I think I'd probably go and try and find the doctor. You know, get Gloria to come and have a look at him if he's obviously in pain.
Okay, you run after the doctor, and as you're running away, you can hear the captain being sick, and Kean, the captain, just vomits all over his bunk.
Yeah, I think with my with my hand like with the iridium wrapped around it, I'll kind of just squeeze his shoulder tight, and with I think Kate will kind of lean in and just be like, you know, whatever's inside, you need to get it out.
What? Still spitting. What are you talking about, man? Blasted. Where the hell am I?
What do you remember, sir? Can you tell me your name?
Of course I can tell you my name, blasted idiot. Charles Farrington.
And you
Sorry, Laura,
don't
I can't
remember...
hear you.
I was going to say I'm going to be speaking to the captain to a small detour so that we can just get him off the boat to a hospital. Because I'm informed that he's sick.
So once, as you're getting him his soup, you mean? Because obviously...
Yeah.
Or do you mean once Lewis comes running over to you?
Before the soup, as in I go to Captain Archer, then I go and get the soup.
Right, okay. Sorry, Keane. What were you asking him? You asked him who he was. He said he's Charles Farrington.
Yeah. Do you not remember meeting me or speaking to me at all?
Looks you like dead in the eyes. No, I don't know who you are. Oh, why is my head so sore?
Are you?
No.
You're a captain in the British Army, aren't you?
Yes, man. 45th Commandos, Norway.
What's the last thing you remember?
Oh no, the fire. And he starts like crying.
What fire?
Margaret, no. And he's clearly like reliving some traumatic moment about a woman called Margaret.
I know it's very difficult right now, but you have to tell me as much as you can.
I wasn't there for her. No! And he like rolls out of the bed and falls on the floor.
Kane will try to keep on.
And he starts just like
supporting him,
dry heaving and hyperventilating and just full on just like anxiety attack in the middle of this overwhelming sense of like grief or this memory or this traumatic moment that's overtaken him. Lewis, you run along and you find Gloria, who's in the middle of talking to Captain Archer, and Adam, who is in the mess hall picking up like a plate of rolls and bacon.
Doctor, you better come quick. The captain, he's not well at all. He's taking some kind of fit.
And then I just quickly say to the guy, to Captain Archer, is it Captain Archer, isn't it?
Yes, it's Captain Archer.
Captain Archer, you, as you are the captain, we need to take this man to a hospital, Captain Farrington. Can you take us to the nearest port so that
the
can
nearest port,
take him to the
ma'am, will be 2 minutes, and we land there later today. They have a hospital. You can get the medical attention he needs from a proper doctor there.
Okay. I'm going to need your help, as you're quite a strong man, so come with me.
He turns and like waves to one of the crewmen that are standing there. To the big guy that you'd seen previously. It's like, Gordon will go with you. Gordon, help bring the Captain Finder. Bring him to the medic station. Why are you letting a sick man lie in his bunk? I don't understand, blasted women.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm gonna do.
You, Gordon, Lewis, Adam as well, I'm guessing. I'll make your way back to Farrington. When you just get there, Keane is like standing over him, trying to help him back in his bunk and talk to him. The captain is just weeping and crying and dry heaving and trying to catch his breath in between it all.
Getting my smelling salts out of the medical bag.
Okay, so you're attending to him basically. What about you, Lewis and Adam?
Yeah.
What are you two doing while they're trying to do that? Or where are you positioned?
Yeah.
I can probably stand like just kind of near behind, like not so close as to be in the way, but near enough that I can do anything to help them if I'm needed or anything.
Sure. It's a narrow passage, so there's not a lot of moving room anyway. What about you, Adam? You stand in the back eating your roll and bacon?
Yeah, because I'm just...
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I can go back... Like, I can't, can I? I was going to go
You can go anywhere you want.
I'm going to go back up top.
As you start ascending the stairway, Weston is just standing at the top of the stairs, just like watching. Good morning, Private.
Morning. I look around. Is that ship still there, or?
No, you have long past the ship.
Okay.
Says, is the captain quite alright? He says.
No. He's actually acting a whole lot of in pain and everything.
Well, it's not entirely surprising. I fear the captain may not be joining us in the rest of our expedition. And yet with that, he just calmly turns and walks away along the deck.
Alright, I'll go back down and try to help whenever I can. I just wanted to see if that ship was still...
Yep, no, you long past it, because it was just bobbing in the water. It wasn't like actively under propulsion itself. Come back below deck, and they have lifted the captain up, put him in his bunk, wrapped him in a blanket, and now Gordon is like single-handed. I mean, Anthony, Lewis, and Keane are trying to help, but Gordon's big enough. He just kind of like lifts the captain up over his shoulder pretty much, and just kind of like starts walking down the hallway with him. The medical station is a small room adjoined to the brig. It is just basically a little bench with a medical cabinet beside it and a sink and not much else. The captain is laid down in it, and Gordon like steps out, and Captain Archer is standing there in the brig room next to the jail cell, waiting for you. So what exactly is the nature of the man's issue then, Doctor?
I think that he has, from what I see, is he's having frenzy attacks, I think it's caused by, the the temperature at sea. I think it's, he speaks of a lost one, as in his family. So I think this is connected to bereavement as well. I think his whole system is just run down. What I'm going to do is he needs to get some food inside him, and he needs and I'm going to give him another sedative, and obviously fluids as well, because he'll need some fluids as well. So I'm going to, because they had those glass jars, didn't they? Those glass jars for like fluids that you could like, is it like pierce into the hand, isn't it? Kind of, so that he has
You mean
fluids.
like an IV drip?
Yeah, IV drip. Yeah, but it was glass, wasn't it, at that point?
They were glass ones. I guess they probably would have one in the medical station.
Yeah, they probably would have
someone's
that.
dehydrated, yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, so I think he like is dehydration as well, maybe too much salt, and plus the alcohol that he's been, consuming the large quantities is,
so
has something to do with that.
The captain listens to all your explanations, and what he picks up on is alcohol and grief. He just like shakes his head disapprovingly. Well, you do what you must, Doctor. Keep him. He kind of talks to you, but he's also half talking to Gordon. He's like, keep him in here and under observation. Just make sure he doesn't get himself into any trouble. And he looks at Adam and Kean and Lewis as he's passing the three of you. And then Weston is standing at the door to the bridge, the brig. As the captain approaches. Lieutenant. Do you know anything about all this? And he just motions towards the room. And Weston just stands there the same as he ever is. He says, yes, I believe I could actually shed some light on the captain's situation. It's a bit of a private matter, though. Perhaps, Captain, I can speak to you privately about it. And the two of them walk off on deck. What would the rest of you like to do? I'm assuming, Gloria, you're just attending to the captain and getting himself.
I think I want to try to eavesdrop on Weston and Archer.
Okay, so you want to move up to the door and spy in? What about the others?
Yeah.
I think probably just try and just...
Sorry, I can hear Laura talking, but she's not, like, saying anything in Discord. Press your button, Laura. I don't know what you're doing, but you're not lighting up in Discord.
I'm going to give him like a chamomile tea as
right,
well,
so
and
something.
You're... the soup as well, feeding him the soup.
Yeah, you're going to get him fed and water and sedative and all the rest of it. That's fine. Okay, so sorry,
Okay.
Lewis. And Adam.
Yeah, I think I'll probably just try and get some breakfast at this point. I mean, there's been a lot going on. Probably be like in need of something now that seems a bit more
you're
calm.
looking at Adam's bacon roll and you're like,
yeah, exactly.
I might grab one of those. What about you, Adam?
Me, I gonna go talk to some of the crew. They've seen their shipmate. You never know.
Which shipmate are you asking about?
Matthew.
Matthew, the guy that went missing first time.
Yeah.
Sure. You approach a couple of them and ask them again. I mean, you've already spoken before. And they're like, obviously, he's just been swept overboard. The captain says that's what happened. I guess that's what happened. There's no other explanation for what could have happened to him. Unless he did the same thing that Marcel did and decided to kill himself by jumping overboard. But that would be kind of stupid.
That it would be.
But yeah, I mean, the sense from the crew is that must have just been what happened. It does happen from time to time. It's, huge to and better to be up on deck in the middle of a storm like that.
True.
Kane,
Yeah,
Sorry, there you go.
What are you about to say?
No, you finish.
I mean, there isn't really nothing because you're absolutely right. They said that. And me going on a full-on searching the ship ain't gonna mean anything. So
No, because you already searched it very thoroughly before.
yep.
Keen, you can roll an investigate. So, eavesdropping on the captain and Lieutenant Weston. You hear Weston, you just kind of catch it on the wind because you're downwind. Weston mentioning that the captain had recently lost his wife, not more than a few weeks before setting out. And he's been drinking heavily since then, and this has led to his current predicament. You don't catch any details, but that's the main part of it you overhear.
Fair enough.
You'll find... Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm just going to say you'll find Dr. Pemberton attending to Captain Farrington. You'll find Lewis in the mess hall getting his breakfast, and you'll find Adam chatting to some of the crewmen.
Yeah, I think Ken would have gone towards Farrington and Dr. Pemberton, but I think his body will finally start to protest hunger, and he'll go get him something to eat.
The Captain Farrington, for your part, Gloria, is grief-stricken, hysterical. The man seems to be losing his mind. This is like, to your professional eye, you're not like a psychiatrist, but you've witnessed, or read about these things. He's clearly maybe delayed dealing with his grief from something severe, and it's overwhelming him now. It's maybe a combination of different dramatic episodes that's kind of culminated in this. You've read about shell shock and things like that happens to like soldiers, and this is those kind of what we've now known as PTSD, but it's those kind of symptoms. But they were still in the early days of kind of properly understanding it back then. But your impression is that he's been bottling this up, and now it's just kind of exploding out. But it does seem to be pushing him to the edge, because he is ranting, he's paranoid, he seems confused, doesn't recognise things, doesn't recognise people. But you do manage to get him calmed down with some sedatives again, and the help of Gordon, and you get him linked up to the drip, and manage to spoon feed him some soup before he dozes off back into a slumber. And then afterwards you'll find the rest of them in the mess hall having breakfast.
To Gordon, just to sit with him.
Gordon's kind of been told by the captain to keep an eye on him. He's not going anywhere.
Yeah, and what's called? I give him a book from my bag that's like soothing poetry, so for him to read to him. So
he nods politely.
Yeah.
So there is most of the rest of today on the ship before you arrive at Tunis. Is there anything you want to do in particular during that time? You have several hours.
Just discuss what's happened. Like, we need to regroup and discuss everything.
You can certainly find a time and a place on the ship to have that discussion if you want.
If Weston's had a ring like that, he's trying to ward himself from certain beings, spirits, demons, I don't know, whatever you want to call it.
I love how crazy it sounds.
Yeah, well, there's really no other way to explain it without sounding crazy. I think he's done something to Farrington, or at the very least, maybe Farrington's done something to himself.
I think it's connected to his wife's death. Maybe his wife has died, and he's wanted a sort of spiritual outlet, or to find his wife again. I think that's the connection.
Well, if what I overheard Weston tell Archer is true, then his wife died weeks before we saw him.
Weeks is nothing. He's still in bereavement.
Well, that's exactly what I'm saying. He's like, she just died.
I really don't think, like, I really think he should be in the hospital, you know, in Tunis. I just don't think he should be on the ship again.
The implication of that, you will all realise as well, is that if Farrington is too sick to continue, then that leaves the lieutenant in charge.
Yeah. Which also is, I'm not sure about, like, if they're both connected, why would...
What did you think, Barker, and Winston? What did you think?
What I think is that none of this is making sense. That's all I have.
What about you, Barker? You were in that room.
I've seen things like this happen to lads that have been down the mines for too long, when they've seen things down there that they'd prefer to forget. You know, sometimes it comes back to them all at once, but this, I don't know. Certainly, if Farrington's not going to be leading this expedition, I don't have much faith in Weston.
So you were saying, Cian, about this this Thomas person. My mother rambled on about him. What was that to do with everything? How did that piece everything together?
The ring, it was like, without a doubt, like, it's the same ring.
Yes.
Right?
You knew it, like, within your bones.
From what I gathered, Michael Thomas, honestly, that horrible man knew more about this sort of thing than I did. I've only just recently learned of it, or at least sort of began to wrap my head around it. From what I gather, it's believed that this metal is special in that it keeps away these horrible things. Michael, my theory is that Michael Thomas wore a ring made of the stuff as a way to defend himself as he practiced his dark arts. He was the leader of a cult in Scotland and tried to gain power through strange rituals. From what I gathered, one of them went so wrong that the thing he summoned, he managed to lock it in this sort of cage, but it was able to reach out and torment him, twist his mind and make him harm himself to the point where he became a sort of puppet for the thing.
So I mean,
but also,
sorry, go.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just saying. So while Keane's saying this again, and given what he's already said, so I mean, as Adam and Lewis are kind of outside of these things because Glory's a little more involved because she has that link through her mother. I mean, what's going through Adam and Lewis's head is the other two are like saying all this like crazy stuff and trying to tie it into what's happening now without any really solid sort of connection. No.
Sort of short. I mean, he can't consider them all nuts because of the thing he saw. So it's like, this, because he's just seeing the voyage as a whole now. Because it's like, this is not making sense now. Well, this makes sense, but it doesn't make sense because now he's knowing why he's on this voyage, and now he knows why he's on. But other than that, that's about it. If that made any kind of sense.
No, that makes sense. And so what's the opinion that he's forming about the other people in the group?
Well, what his opinion is, it's really not bad. It's just like, okay, so they've seen something, so I'm not crazy.
Okay, so you're seeing them as like people much like yourself, people that have experienced something.
Yeah, there you go.
But they might know a little more than you do because they're like talking about these other things that are tying together.
Yeah.
What about you, Lewis?
I don't think I would have seen enough to like really believe what they're saying, but like I can understand that they've all been through things that mean a lot to them, so I wouldn't want to be like screaming at them that it's a whole load of nonsense. I think I would be like kind of trying to listen and maybe wonder if there's like some kind of more like rational explanation for the things that they've been experiencing. Like, you know, like I mean, I can get that this Michael Thomas guy is was that the right name, Michael Thomas?
Yes.
Yes, yeah. That he is like an important and powerful man who was probably involved in something that he shouldn't have been, but you know, whether he was literally summoning demons from another world or whether it's just like they've seen him doing something that went wrong. Like I would believe that part of it, but maybe like the demons is still like a bit of a stretch for me.
And as I briefly touched on last time, the name, I mean, it might not be the same person, but you recognize the name because your father has mentioned that name before. Because your father had a friend that he used to write to and occasionally mention, whose name was Michael Thomas, and who was in the church.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would still be kind of puzzled as to, like, I can kind of get that there's like a link between the others, but, or certainly most of the others, I'm not, well, yeah, I mean, I guess Adam has seen something like that. I'm not entirely sure how Adam's come to be here and why I'm here. Like, I feel like the others maybe have a kind of a link between them, but I'm still not sure why I'm here so much. And I'm also getting increasingly worried about what it's going to be like having Weston in charge of us because I don't trust him further than I could throw him.
So I mean, I don't think Adam's got much he would want to express because he's just kind of like making the connections between what's getting said between different people at the moment. But if you've got like an actual like concern, would you voice the concern at this point?
I don't think I would voice the concern to the group. I mean, like maybe I might try and raise it, particularly I think with Adam, like if we're working together alone at some point, because I feel like the others seem kind of more connected, but me and him, we don't seem just quite so grouped into it the way that the rest do. I don't know.
No, that makes sense. So, Keen, if you've got more to say just now, you can like say it just now in this conversation. But I think afterwards, at some point, because this is going to be over the course of hours, Adam and Lewis kind of catch up with each other separately to the rest of you, and then they can maybe have a chat as well.
Yeah, I think the only thing Keen would have said was like, I know it sounds crazy, but Weston had the exact same ring Michael Thomas had. That I had. If that's the case, he has to know who it belonged to and why, what it was for, which means that he's connected to the cult. That I've been spending the better part of the past 20 years hunting, trying to figure out who they are and what their plans are. We've already disrupted one of their important rituals. If he's any way connected to it, that's not good for any of us.
Alright, so him that's not good. Noted.
And then Gloria, obviously you've read your mother's account of what happened. So do you have a reaction to that? No?
What was that? Sorry. I had to, the cat was pawing at my face.
Is Keen's like going on about like the ring and the connection, that kind of thing? And obviously this is all stuff you've sort of read briefly.
Yeah, talk about the cult.
Yeah, and he's saying this is like they're part of this cult and stuff, which you know had to do with like your dad and your mum and all that. So did you have like a reaction to that part?
I don't have a reaction to it, but I just kind of go, oh, it all makes sense. Now it kind of makes sense because of everything that's happened, even with the staining of the Captain Farrington eyes and all that sort of stuff kind of just makes sense.
So for you, it's kind
I
of
feel-
falling into place a little bit. You can see the connections there, the same way Keen can.
Yeah.
And the way Adam is kind of like drawing connections between you all as well.
Yeah.
So you have that conversation, and then I think logically, the next step would be before you break up, deciding what you are going to do next. Because if Weston's going to be one in charge, like, what's your options there?
Yeah, I don't trust him. I just think that I don't think he's going to be. It's not what we think he is.
I mean,
Pardon me.
If he's truly connected to the cult, which I don't have. I can only speculate. I mean, he had the ring. He had Michael Thomas's ring. So that has to be the case. But
You think that Michael Thomas is channeling through him?
no, Michael Thomas is dead. There'd be no point in him.
Do you think it's his ghost that's channeling through him?
Honestly, I've never once encountered a ghost, but I honestly don't think I'd put it past anything outside of the realm of possibility. I don't think it's Michael Thomas is any sort of factor in this, but his ring is, to me, it represents a clear connection between Lieutenant Weston and the cult that Michael Thomas was in charge of. And if that's the case, and with Captain Farrington's state deteriorating, that would mean Weston would be in charge. And if he is a part of that cult in any way, that's not good. Whatever he's after, we have to stop him.
How did you stop him the last time?
Honestly, by sheer dumb fucking luck. We just sort of we put ourselves at the right place at the right time, and we meddled with one of their rituals that, from what I can remember, it could only be done at a certain time when like stars are aligning, which takes hundreds, thousands of years. I don't fucking know, but it had to have been performed that night, and we put a stop to it.
Do we want to check below and see if there's some sort of ritual carving? Because when I went through that experience with Farrington, there was like carvings everywhere. Do we want to maybe check below deck and see if there's any sort of carvings on the boat?
I don't think that. I don't think Weston's ultimate goal is anywhere on this ship. I think whatever this mission is truly after, it's what Weston wants as well.
Yeah.
So
I think
there you go.
I was just going to say that I think that what's called the nearer that we get to the port, the better to separate Farrington from Weston, as Weston is just not good for Farrington's health.
Gloria, do you want to? I mean, Keen doesn't really want to take you up on it, but do you want to spend some time over the next few hours checking the ship for etchings, scratchings, carvings?
I kind of don't want to go on my own because I feel like she wouldn't want to go on her own to do that. If anyone wants to come with me.
I mean, I'm the one with the camera, so let's go.
Yeah, sure.
I will say on that note, because I do have the shredded up
photograph
picture of all of us, I think I would try to like study those pieces again.
Okay, so
See if
you're
anything's
going to spend
changed.
some time studying that and just trying to get it in your head. Gloria, you're going to go off looking around the ship. Adam, you're going to go with her. But if I could cut ahead a little while to maybe Gloria goes to the bathroom or something like that at some point, or to fetch a drink, where Lewis kind of grabs Adam on his own to have a word with him.
Okay.
Adam, this is a difficult one to approach, but do you believe everything the others are saying? I mean, like, it kind of seems like they have a connection with these, whatever it is they've been through, and these monsters they're claiming to have seen. But I mean, you and I, we don't seem, you haven't seen anything like that, have you? I mean, I haven't, and I kind of don't get why we were here,
Yeah, couldn't agree with you more. And then when I say that, I take out the picture, but I know what I saw.
So what he has drawn, because I don't think we covered it in too much detail, it's like the upper torso of a man almost, that kind of shape, but it goes into like there's no like legs or anything like that. It goes into like a singular sort of lower trunk of a body, but it's all drawn with like little tentacles and like worms running across it, that kind of look all over like the skin surface, and it looks kind of gloopy around the edges, and where the head would be is like a long kind of stretching, almost like a giant maggot coming out of the neck, and at the end of it is like a big round mouth with no eyes and just like all these little sharp teeth.
I know they seem crazy and they sound crazy, but once I saw this, I didn't bite the eyelids and said I believe them. Because, I mean, dumb question. Do you believe I saw this?
I believe you saw something, but whether it's a monster or what it is, I don't know.
Well, that sounded like a no, and I don't blame you because this doesn't make any sense, but I would say, keep on your toes with this. Because your concern is understandable, but
Yeah, I mean, what I get is that, we're being led by a strange man into a strange place, and I just think we're gonna need to look out for each other no matter what happens.
keep every little thing posted. Whatever you see, document it.
All right.
If you find something really damning, just bring us all together. Other than that, stay the course.
Yeah, I'll be kind of flummoxed by this, but I'll sort of nod in acknowledgement and agreement. So.
Are you walking away thinking, oh shit, Adam's kind of crazy too?
Maybe a little bit, but again, it's more like that. I feel like the others have this kind of connection to each other, and I'm like still a little bit like, well, they're all kind of in on it, and why am I here? It still feels a little bit like because I mean I know there is the connection with Michael Thomas, but at the same time, like they're seeing things, and I'm not really.
Yeah, you don't see how you fit into this puzzle.
Yeah,
and you're standing. Do you smoke? I can't remember.
I think probably just based on like most people being smokers at this time, I think would probably be maybe not like a super heavy smoker, but like occasionally probably take out a cigarette and go for it.
Yeah, and this is a moment of anxiety, perhaps. So you're standing on the upper deck, pulling it, or maybe you probably have to borrow a cigarette from someone because you don't have any of your own even. And one of the guys gives you a roll up and you're standing there, you light it. You can see the port is as you kind of draw in, and it's a late afternoon at this point. As the ship is coming into port, there's just a single guy standing at the end of one of the piers playing bagpipes. And it lends the whole scene, which would be kind of warm and comforting. You know, it's bright daylight, lots of people, thousands of them going about their business in the city. And the port itself just filled with ships and soldiers going to and from. But just something about this one guy on his own at the end of the pier playing the bagpipes of any instrument lends it a kind of eerie tone as you pull into the port of Tunis. So the port of Tunis is barren. It is just rubble and flattened buildings from excessive bombing by the Allies. There is a single building standing alone amongst this rubble, and then beyond it, the city of Tunis, which was once the ancient city of Carthage, and it just like stretches for miles. You can see all these low-lying buildings and the spires of the mosques kind of sticking up here and there. And you draw into port. Finally, the ship makes dock, and the men of the crew begin offloading the cargo, and you go to your bunks to collect your things. Weston approaches you all as you're gathering your things, getting ready to leave. Well, chaps, looks like we're finally here. Can't say it's been the most pleasant of journeys, but we made it here in one piece. Dr. Pemberton, I think you'll agree with me when I say that Captain Farrington does not seem to be in the right state of mind to lead this mission at the moment. I will be taking him to the command and the hospital to make the transfer of, or to report his well-being and possibly make the transfer of stewardship of this operation. Perhaps he only needs a few days rest in a good hospital, but we shall see.
Yes. We shall see.
I believe he left orders previously that you were to attend the body in the mortuary. So perhaps you could take one of the privates with you, and if someone else could attend to the post office to see if there are any messages, any telegrams, any communiques left for our unit.
I would like to go to the, before the mortuary, I'd like to go to the post office, please.
Of course. And Private O'Doyle, perhaps you can see about securing us a vehicle in case we need to travel. I believe that is your area of duties.
Aye, sir.
Very well then. I will take the cab to the hospital, and I will meet you all at, he checks his watch, 2000 hours. So that's in 3 hours time from now.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
And I will be expecting a full report on the body that you investigate.
Sure.
So Farrington is taken off on a stretcher by 2 of the crewmen, and he gets loaded into a vehicle with Weston, and they get driven off. You are given an address for a hotel that you will be staying in, and that's where you're going to meet Weston later.
Okay.
So now you can tell me what you want to do.
Well, I want to go to the post office.
Yeah, Kane's just gonna go for the secure truck or vehicle.
I'm going with her in the post office because that's what I wanted to do.
Okay. Who are you going with, Lewis? Lewis.
Are you going to the post office with us, or?
Sorry, I'm still eating my dinner in the other room. Yeah, I'll probably go with Kian because I mean, if Adam and Gloria are going together, then I feel like maybe having 2 sets of 2 together would be like more for safety in numbers, you know?
Oh yeah, definitely safer. Okay, so you can go off just to get a vehicle. You probably, I can't remember what it's called. It's not the Quartermasters. Similar kind of setup. They'll have like vehicle storage place with all the trucks and jeeps and all the rest of it, and you go there to requisition one for
Like
your unit.
the motor pool?
Motor pool, that's exactly it, yeah. You would go there to try and requisition that, and you'll probably see, since most of the docks is just flat and open concrete and rubble, they've cleared a massive area, and you can just see lines of vehicles, tanks, jeeps, all the rest of it there, and that's definitely the place you're going to have to go to. But before that, we will take the Doctor and Private Winston going to the Postmaster's office. So it's kind of similar to where you were before. It's a very busy area. There's like sacks and sacks of mail. Lots of people coming to and fro. It's a little quieter now because it's later in the day, but you can see there's like a shipment of mail coming in, and they're offloading it as you approach. And there's only a handful of guys, probably like 3 or 4 guys, manning the whole thing at this point. But the clerk's behind the counter as you approach. You don't need to press the little bell, he's already there. This kind of bright-eyed, blonde-haired guy with a slightly Irish or maybe a Welsh accent. So, good evening, how can I help you?
Hi, I'm Gloria Pemberton. I'm looking for mail for Gloria Pemberton, as in myself.
That would make sense, of course.
I also have a letter to collect my colleague's mail as well.
Okay, and you give him the unit details and stuff like that.
Yep.
See where I am here. So he comes back a minute later. We don't have any personal mail for anyone in your unit, but a priority telegram has been left for your unit commander, if I can trust you with that. And he gives you the form to sign.
Yes, of course.
And it's a sealed envelope, like last time, with a little telegram card inside.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Nothing for myself or for any of my units?
I'm afraid not, but we did just receive an incoming load, so perhaps if you check back in the morning, we might have something for you.
Okay, will do. Okay, I look at Winston when we leave, and I say, I don't trust to give this to Winston.
I was thinking the same thing. How are we going to open it?
I'm gonna just do our tea room thing again.
Convenient tea room and.
It's the British Army. There are definitely fucking tea rooms.
Yeah.
All right, tea it up.
There are guys like sitting on a tank with like a kettle, like drinking tea and smoking cigarettes.
Tea and civics.
I mean, some people drink coffee, but by and large, it's tea.
Yeah.
All right, let's find one. Let's do this and just get it over with.
I mean, finding somewhere that serves tea or somewhere where you could just order a hot kettle is not going to be a problem. You can easily do that.
All right, we do that.
And you just want to just steam it open like before?
Yes.
Okay, so if you go to the shared documents, I will make Glim an observer, I will make Laura an observer, and you can both read Telegram 2.
Do you want to take a photo of that?
Did it.
So you take a photograph of it, you memorize it, it's a short message, and I'm guessing you're going to try and just reseal it.
Yes.
Right, okay, I'll leave that there for you until you get to share with them. So while you're doing that, Keen and Lewis, you go to the motor pool, and the sound of trucks and stuff, going. You can see the smell of gasoline as trucks are getting like fueled up. You can see some are getting driven onto ships, presumably setting sail to Italy. And as you approach, there's a burly American soldier standing there, and he's like laughing and sharing a joke with other American soldiers.
Top of the morning, sir. I'm assuming you're in charge of this motor pool?
Yeah, I guess I am, buddy. How can I help you?
supposed to requisition a vehicle for my unit. Give him the information.
He's like chewing gum as he like reads it. He's standing like a good 6 inches taller than you are, broad and healthy.
Oh yeah, probably even taller because kid's short.
Yeah. Ah, special branch, eh? What are you boys up to down here?
Oh, you know, fun in the sun, ain't it?
Well, shit, it's gonna be better than where we're going. Yeah, I'll see what I can do for you. Italy.
Much obliged.
The meat grinder.
Oh jeez. I mean, you're a big looking chap. I'm sure you'll handle yourself well.
Oh, don't worry, we'll send them packing. Then you lot can go back to doing whatever you were doing before. We came and saved your asses.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, here we are here. And he presents you with like a Jeep, 4x4.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
She's got a little rust on her and he like kicks the side of it, he says that, but she'll get you where you're going.
Appreciate it, sir. Thank you.
You can fill it up over there and he motions to like the mobile gas station they've set up.
Yeah.
Which is that petrol station for us in the civilized world.
Yeah, as he walks away, kids just going, fucking Americans.
Yeah, as he's walking away, the guy's like, hey Larry!
Ooh.
I feel like I should start in with some kind of joke about an Englishman, an Irishman, and an American, but I need a while to come up with something.
Yeah, you get this Jeep. It's got a soft top that you can pull back. It looks like, judging from the condition of it, looks like nobody's ever bothered putting the soft top up. It's almost like rusted in place at the back and covered in dirt and muck. It has been like cleaned, as in somebody just ran a hose over the whole thing.
Yeah.
But it's obviously like dried again in the sunlight.
Keen will try to mess with the soft top just to see how functional it is.
Sure, why don't you roll 1 die? No, you can roll 2 dice because you're the driver.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yes,
Okay.
you managed to pry it open without tearing it to pieces. So you can be protected from the sunlight and the elements.
Nice.
Just give the top, the soft top a tap with my fingers, see if it's like super stiff or whatever.
Oh yeah, very stiff, but you managed to like pry it with your expert knowledge.
Yeah, fair enough. Beats dying in the sun, I suppose.
Yeah, I suppose the rolls must have been in the garage, but it's better than nothing.
Alright, well, I guess we'll make it back to the rest of them.
So you start the engine. There's something comforting, keen about just having something under your control for once.
God, yeah, right.
You leave the motor pool, and as you're driving down the street, there's like this big, massive notice board with all these pictures of missing persons up. And there's like a single woman standing there crying next to the board as she pass. A little while after that, you just pull up outside a tea shop and or a cafe of some sort, where Adam and Gloria are sitting outside.
Yeah, I'll pull up and give the horn a couple, honk honk.
Alright, I'm gonna get out like, alright, time to show.
Hello.
Our humble chariot for the current leg of this mission.
Wonderful.
No letters apart from one. We just shared the information. You can share the document then.
Okay then, because I can see Swindle's like chomping at the bit here.
I definitely have been, every time you do it where you show somebody else a clue, I've been like grinding my teeth like like an addict. I'm just like, come on, just give me a little taste.
Actually, why not? Yeah, this should be for everyone now.
So.
Telegram too.
Well, that's not ominous at all.
What? MIA? Well, does that mean anything to us?
Missing and something.
You've got your other documents here. You could probably peek through quickly. But Gloria, you'll have made inquiries, I'm assuming someone would have told you where the mortuary is, where the body is being held, and it is that single building sort of sitting on its own by the dockside. Quite how that one building survived the bombing, the rest around it didn't. You do not know.
Yeah.
But it is an unassuming cube of a building with a couple of smaller cubes either side of it, in the sort of architectural style of the city. When you are willing and ready, you can make your way there. Or if you want to do something else, or if you want to just go to a bar or something. I'm going to go to the
I'd like it if people came with me to the mortuary, because I feel as if like things have just got a bit dodgy.
Things have only
happens,
just gotten dodgy?
Yeah.
Things have been dodgy.
Yeah, a little dodgy. So I would really appreciate it if people would come with me.
Trying to figure out what MIE stands for.
You said to look at the documents, so let's look at the documents.
Oh, I know what it means.
What does it mean? Yeah.
Man in Europe?
Missing in Europe.
Oh,
yeah.
wait. No. Yeah, it's like the man in Europe. Yeah.
Man in Europe.
Yeah, because it was like, in
the
SOE letter, yeah.
Yeah, man in Europe discovered whereabouts unknown, continue operation Parsons. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
That's strange though, because should we receive an update from our man in Europe, I will forward you any information. I don't know, that doesn't quite make sense.
I feel like I was telling Winston that we shouldn't pass the note on to Weston. Are we all in agreement on that?
Well, we have to, otherwise it'll arouse suspicion, and
I suppose so. That's true.
Because you've already picked it up, so they already know that you picked it up for your unit, and if Weston doesn't have it, he'll ask questions, and no matter what, he'll just we have to give it to him.
Yeah, I
in order
suppose
to
so.
keep us,
That's true. Yeah. I like this music.
Yeah, it is pretty nice.
Yeah.
She knows the music.
You know the name of it or the meaning of it?
It's all in Arabic, so I don't know what it says.
That's fair. So some of us have thought MIE stands for Man in Europe?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, you bastard.
I can't tell you.
That's so good. Like, maybe.
It definitely is Man in Europe, because it's like, it just makes sense, with the sort of wording. So
Yeah, we definitely need things that make sense.
Yeah, sure.
Exactly.
Could be.
Yeah, but he's just trying to diffuse us. So
good.
anyway, I was saying, so if you guys can come to the mortuary with me.
Yes, we'll go. I'll go to the mortuary with you. Maybe I'll take a picture or something.
Oh, I mean, yeah, if there's a body stuff, pictures would be good.
Yeah, Cadaver gets up. Let's go.
So we'll go there in a second. I have groceries arriving in a minute, but I don't think it's going to be quick enough that I can just wait.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I'll need to run away for a minute at some point.
Yeah, no worries.
Do you want to do anything
So late for Morrison's, isn't it?
Yeah, they emailed me
10.
to say it was going to be late. It's on the arse end of the time they gave. Well, it is actually late. But, yeah, do you just want to do anything before you go to the mortuary?
Obviously, we want to reseal the telegram.
Yeah,
make
I
sure
assume
that...
they did that, yeah.
Yeah, we've done that already. Yeah.
They're professionals. They've done this before.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe we should go and visit Farrington in hospital, just make sure that he's in the right hospital and things, just to kind of investigate that before going to the mortuary. Because I was kind of concerned a little bit for him, so yeah.
Yeah, I suppose, but we shouldn't dally too much.
So you've only got 3 hours. Let's say it took probably not even half an hour, but maybe a half hour tops to do what you've done already. The mortuary is like a minute's walk away. It's not far at all.
Okay. Is there anything? Can we see anything in this town that sticks out? As in, like there's, I take it there's a lot of poverty. Is there anything that's just like, that looks sort of like it's super grand or anything like that, or something that doesn't look quite right?
Well, I mean, you're obviously at the front docks area where a lot has been bombed. And the buildings around there are the kind of buildings you expect to be near the docks area, the more industrial part of the city. But I mean, there are affluent areas of the city that are very expensive, with grand like architecture and stuff like that. There's some beautiful areas that are in the kind of suburbs. There's parks, there's like palm tree groves and things like that, as well as the more sort of crammed together, low rent kind of areas. I mean, it's just like a city anywhere else, really. But there is like what's called like the Old Town, which was like ancient Carthage, and there's some ruins. There wasn't very many ruins left after the Romans came, but there are some ruins that are tourist attractions you could go see as well.
Will we go and see the ruins? What's everyone else thinking? What's everyone else thinking? Do we want to go and see the ruins? Yeah.
I mean, you would also have time to do all those kind of things afterwards as well.
Okay.
You don't necessarily need to do them first.
Can we just get to the mortuary place first and just?
Yeah, of course we can.
Yeah. Let's just do that and get that over and done with, so that we've got the rest of the day.
Well, it'll probably be like nighttime, evening at that point, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So you hop in your car. You're basically driving just around the corner to the single building, which is the mortuary. And you knock on the door, go in, and there is like a marble floor, and it's very ornate, and it's like greens and whites and browns. Typical sort of the slant of the Arabic Muslim culture, Islamic culture, I should say. And then there's also the sort of French influence that you can see on like the decor that's hanging around in the furniture. But there's a large marble desk, which is where the clerk sits. And the clerk is a young woman with her dark hair tied back. And not military uniform, but like a white nurse's uniform kind of look to it. And when you come in, there's like a board on one side, and it's got a couple of doctors' names and some numbers and stuff like that. There's a passage that goes off a corridor off to one direction, and a doorway that leads to the next like building part. And she's sat there in this potted plant beside her and stuff like that. She's just like writing files away as you walk in. We're about to close for the day, I'm afraid.
I'm Dr. Gloria Pemberton. I've come to inspect the body, and here are my assistants.
Doctor? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay, so the woman would be the doctor. Okay. Which body is it you're looking for?
I hand her over the details
of your unit, such as the artist looks them through.
Yeah.
It's like, if her face goes a little kind of not pale. She was kind of anxious. Hold on 1 minute, please. I'll fetch someone who can help you. And she takes the note and goes off into the back room. And then comes out and then goes along the corridor. She comes back a couple of minutes later with a spectacled chap. Who's about the same age as you, Gloria, maybe a little older. He comes along and he smiles when he sees you, Gloria. Gloria Potts? Is that really you?
Yes, well, Gloria Pemberton now, but yes.
Don't you remember me from university? John Mackenzie.
Oh, John, how are you?
Imagine meeting you here. He's got like a soft sort of Edinburgh accent. Imagine meeting you here of all places. Are you in the army?
Yes, I'm doing some work in the army. So, yes, so we're in Tunis, and yeah, I'm examining this body, and then
Right, so
do a bit
you're...
of sightseeing.
Oh wow. Perhaps you better come to my office. These are your, with questioning look, assistants.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I suppose that's all right. Yeah, come follow me, and he takes you around the corner. You just go past like these big double doors that say morgue, and you go down the passageway and into his office. And it says like Dr. John Mackenzie.
Okay, now we're good.
That's fine. That's just in time for me to go get my groceries. I'll be back in a minute.
I'm sorry, dude. I heard Old Town, and then it's like, that's a really odd place to end the sentence. Like, that's whenever all the lights and everything went on. I was like, son of a bitch. I take it I didn't miss too much.
You didn't miss too much.
You didn't. It's just that it's one of Gloria's colleagues that she went to uni with.
Oh, that's the one that's in the morgue?
Yes.
Yeah, overseeing. Okay, cool.
Do you not think it's a wee bit suspicious?
What, that your colleague is here?
Yes.
It's a small world.
The surprise of the clerk that was sitting, the hospital clerk that was sitting, at the desk, and her sort of shock.
I don't know if it's entirely like unexpected though. I mean, for one thing, there's a lot of during this time, the war and everything, we're kind of throwing everybody around this direction. So, I mean, to be fair, you're here now. If they start to display information that they shouldn't normally have, then I'll be like, okay, maybe there's something to it.
That's true, and I think whether they do that or not, that's kind of
Yeah, sometimes things are just coincidences.
Yeah, it's true. I know.
Well,
Okay.
damn, dude.
So we go into the mortuary. The clerk comes in, fetches the doctor who recognises Gloria, takes you into his office, and then sits you down. And he's like, I'm pleased to see you, Gloria. This is fantastic. I'm glad you're doing well. But this is a little problematic.
Can you tell me can you just give me the details before we even go in there?
Yes, that is probably the best thing. You might not want to handle this one. You might want to hand it off to someone else. I don't know if you have I know you're like Gloria, and I don't want to put it this way, but I don't know if you have a male companion you could pass it off to, perhaps. It's not for the weak stomach. And he picks out a file, and he, almost as if he doesn't want to touch it himself, just kind of like quickly slides it over to you. And it's a quick, it's not a full post-mortem obviously, but it's just a quick like description of the body.
What does it say?
It details this massive unknown wound to the face, which is stripped it of its flesh, exposed it to the bone. unknown cause, no signs of like burning or shrapnel. And what catches your eye, though, Gloria, is at the bottom of it, it says the name of the deceased, which I have not got in front of me. And it labels the name of the deceased as Dr. H. Hodgson. And of course, for anyone who was paying attention, we were expecting a German SS officer.
Yeah. Named Victor Krief.
No, that's your translator.
Oh, wait, yeah. Oh, no, yeah, Thorsten.
Yeah, this is Dr. Howard Hodgson.
Strange.
Where did they find him?
Well, the body was sent over from Fochville. There's a POW camp out there, and Dr. Hodgson was the physician in attendance there, the head physician. Yes, the body only arrived a few days ago, and I was told to keep it on hold for special branch who were coming to investigate.
How did it happen?
Well, I've studied the body, Gloria, and Dr. Potts, sorry, and to be honest, I am confounded. I'm not, obviously the man has died from the wounds to his face and his head, but I have no idea what could have caused the wound. And then there was the parasite.
Parasite?
He looks positively pale at this point. Yes. I have the specimens set aside that I retrieved, but I'm afraid I didn't dare meddle with the body too much before you were able to give an examination yourself. Are you sure you want to handle it yourself, Dr. Potts? Does the army not have someone else they could pass this off to? It's a gruesome business.
Tell me more about this parasite.
As soon as I saw it was you, Gloria, I should have known you wouldn't want to pass this up. Very well then. Are your colleagues coming in to view the body as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay then.
If it's a parasite, do you have the right equipment for us to
Oh,
wear?
it's nothing to be worried about in that manner, Gloria. It's strange. But I fetch these like gowns and masks and hairnets for you all to wear, and gloves, like latex gloves. You'll need these so you don't add anything that could disrupt the examination.
My colleague's gonna take photos.
Yes, that's quite alright. I mean, it's your theatre, Doctor. You do as you wish. I'm just if you need it. He takes you, gets you all dressed, and he gets up and leads you along to the morgue, where he opens up the big double doors, and then you step into the morgue itself. I could not find a 1940s Tunisian morgue picture, unbelievably. This is about as close to it as I could get. But there will be tables set up. As you imagine, the refrigeration isn't quite what it is these days, but it did exist. But this building, you go down like a slight slope in the floor, and this section of the building is actually underground because that keeps it cooler. And one wall is just where they keep all the bodies, and there's a lot of them. This one he pulls out of the rack onto a gurney and like slides it onto one of the slabs for you to look at and examine. A white sheet is laid over to protect it, and he goes as if he's going to pull it back, and he hesitates for a moment. Do you need my assistance, Doctor? I have a lot of casework I need to deal with.
Yes, I would need your assistance.
Very well then. He pulls back the sheet from the face, and there's just like a hole in the face stretching from the top of the forehead down to the upper lip, where all the flesh and skin has been completely removed down to the bone. You can see around the edges it's kind of ragged looking, but all the skin and the hair and all the rest of it and the rest of the face is just as normal, although pallid from decomposition.
You said that the top lip, so like there's still a bottom lip?
The bottom lip is still there, perfectly normal, but from there upwards, a big hole, a big circle all the way up to like where the top of the forehead would be. Just like all the skin and flesh is just gone.
Jesus.
Take a picture of that.
The eyes are obviously gone, but you can see like the brain and stuff like behind the eye sockets is still there.
To me, it looks like it's a flesh-eating parasite.
Well, if you look at the marks around the edge, Doctor, the lacerations there, I can't quite figure out. It looks as if it does look as if an animal has done it somehow, but this I mean, it's like a pure perfect circle. This shape is just so unusual, so uniform. I'd be tempted to say something with extremely sharp teeth and a perfectly circular mouth could have done it, but I don't know. I can't think of anything, especially not in this part of the world, that could do something like that at this scale.
And maybe what is it, near water? Were they near water? Was it a shark? Some sort of shark?
No, the Foshville POW camp is a few miles south of the city. It's not anywhere near a body of water.
Did the body arrived in this condition already?
Yes. My understanding is the doctor was found in one of his wards this way, but there were no other details given to us. I don't know what items might be on the body. We weren't given any belongings. I guess, judging from the bulge in his jacket pocket, and he moves the sheet down further and just points towards it, and it does look as if something's in his jacket pocket. There is something there that hasn't been removed, so I don't think any of his personal belongings have been taken from the body.
Take a picture of that, and then I check the pocket.
You pull back the jackets from the inside pocket, and you can see there's a little journal tucked in there.
Like his personal journal.
Did you not read his journal?
No, I was told to put this body on hold for your unit.
All right, so looking at it,
Winston, go to the last few pages.
that's what I was gonna do.
You take it out, you flick through it. The first few pages, just text, and then there's a big section missing. The pages have clearly been torn out. And then there is a single page at the end left in.
And what does that say?
And shared documents, I can give you the last page, and I can also give you the page before the pages were ripped out.
All right, give me all.
You want me just to show it to everyone?
Show me the ones that.
I'll need someone to read it out. Do you want to read it out?
Oh man, literature.
Is that a no? I can read it out if you prefer.
Yeah, let's go.
So the first one, dated 17th of December, 1943. I have been sent a POW, a member of the SS, and ordered to keep him in health for the duration until he can be interrogated. I mention this because of his unusual condition. As per his record, the patient was recovered from a collapsed building in Tunis following the retreat of the German forces. This man's unit apparently fought until their last hold-up in one building near the southern end of the city. Left for dead, it was not until a week or more had passed that he was discovered, suffering extensive burns to his entire body, infection from exposure due to his wounds, malnourished and dehydrated. How he survived this ordeal would be a miracle of God, were it not for the hideous transformation that has taken place since. Arriving yesterday, the patient was barely able to speak and has since bitten off his upper tongue. Although I was able to extract some information from him during administration of sedatives to ease his obvious suffering, the man exhibited a maniacal hysteria, complete with delusions and paranoid fantasy. During these episodes, wild claims of monstrous entities and evil spirits were involved, and I found myself dismissing the assistant nurses lest they should find themselves alarmed. From what little I was able to ascertain during this short lucidity, the man's unit had been involved in some sort of archaeological expedition around Jebel Sagoon, in which itself seems unusual. Why or what they were seeking he did not divulge, before falling once more to the madness which his pain has wrought upon him. Alan, do you want to read the entry for 18th of January for me?
Alan?
Yeah, Goose.
2 seconds. 18th January 1944. I sit alone and exhausted here in quarantine, self-imposed, for I do not dare allow the others to witness Nacht's degeneration into something not of God's creation. Although I had kept a meticulous account of his time under my care, I last night threw the pages into a fire. No one should know of such things. I write now only because we have received word that an investigator has been assigned to examine him, and that I cannot abide. The risk that it should be decided he is of scientific interest is too great. They do not understand what this thing represents. This thing that was once man, this abomination, it cannot be allowed to live another day. My contact with it, such as it is, a thing and not a him, has weakened me, both in body and spirit. But I have enough in me yet to finish the deed, and see it burned as it should have been when it was first recovered from the rubble of that forsaken site. Should I fail and this journal be found, you must see the deed done. That thing that was once an SS soldier, Thorsten Nacht by name, must be slain. And once 'tis dead, the source of its unearthly disease, somewhere near Jebel Zahlan, must be scoured from the earth, lest it taint another soul with its blackened spell. Be strong and of a good courage, be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed, for the Lord thy God is with thee whithersoever thou goest.
My thoughts
That's not
are,
alarming.
yeah, my thoughts are that he wants the body burned. We should burn the body.
Yeah, we should burn the body.
Cremate, yeah, it should be cremated.
And if I could also show you
So-
this,
and that's-
Dr. Potts, and he goes
Okay.
off the side, unlocks a drawer, hesitates for a second, and then reaches in and pulls out a stack of vials, pulls one of the vials out and carefully brings it over to you. It's a long glass test tube with a cork in the top, and inside look like several small, tiny black worms. And Gloria, you're going to recognise them, because way back when you did your early biology class, you were introduced to the flatworm, which was one of the oldest known species of animals to be in existence.
Okay, this all needs to be incinerated.
And Dr. Mackenzie will say, as far as I can tell, Dr. Potts, these are just ordinary aquatic flatworms, but his body seems to be infested with them. I haven't obviously made any examination, but I removed these just from the surface of the wound when it arrived. I have seen more squirming under the skin, and I'm not sure how many are in there.
Well, I don't want to touch the body then. I think
These organisms have no business being in a human body. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
They are commonly found in lakes and ponds and seas.
I think it should just be incinerated. The body should be, I think it's full of disease, and I think it's a health violation, and that's what I'll be writing in the report.
Do you want to make a investigation roll, Gloria? You've got 2 dice, because you're a doctor.
Yeah, but I don't like it because I always roll high, and I hate that.
Well, you're the doctor. This is your doctor bit, so come on.
You want to roll high, you just don't want to roll so high that you get it inside.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like,
Well, just roll 5s and you'll be fine.
Yeah, just do it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
So during your examination over the next 20 minutes, half an hour, whatever, depending on how deep you want to go with them, you're going to ascertain that this wound was not caused by a shrapnel, an explosion, anything that involved heat or burning. There's no cauterization, there's no burn marks, no scorch marks. It looks as if the flesh has been cut, perhaps gnawed, by a circular, something that could have done it in a circular fashion, or in smaller chunks that added up to a larger circle. Although the precision to make it a perfect circle like this, or near perfect circle like this, makes it kind of strange. You indeed find the body full of flatworms. How do you want...
but I'm not like I'm not touching the skin though. I'm not,
yeah, but just
like
looking,
I said,
you can see them under the surface of the skin.
Yeah.
Are you telling me you don't want to make like a full autopsy?
No, I don't want to make a full autopsy.
Okay. These are not
I don't.
Under. Are you going to examine one of the flatworms under a microscope?
No.
You've done that before, back when you were in like med school. You definitely would have done it at some point for biology.
Yeah, but I'm not going to do that.
Okay. Does any of the rest you want to do?
You said this body was just found in his ward at his clinic?
That's what the report says, and you can hand you the report to look at, and that's what it says basically. It's very vague. It's not as detailed and competent as you'd expect a military report on the finding of a body to be.
Does it say who made the report?
Yes, a K. Rogers.
Okay, right.
Lance Corporal K. Rogers. I hope I'm getting that correct.
From the journals and from the journal and from just, I would recommend that the body is.
You have the power to have that done under the authority, but in the interest of public health, you have the authority to do that if you want.
Yeah.
It does mean his relatives would not be pleased though.
Well, that's tough. She's quite feminine. She's quite sort of
You're
like
perfectly,
that's the way.
Within your right.
She
and Dr. Mackenzie nods, and he's like, I'm in this case, I'm not going to disagree, Gloria. Something about this doesn't sit right with me at all.
I think while we've still got the opportunity, I'll maybe examine one of the worms under the microscope, as I feel like I've probably got the least connection to anything strange going on, and I would be curious to see if there is anything in what the rest of the group are talking about with the monstrous things they've been seeing.
Sure. So you pop in the microscope on a slide. Dr. Mackenzie will help you, and he kind of offers his explanation of what they are as you're like looking at them, so you know what you're looking at. You want to roll 1 dice investigation for me. Yeah, you look on the microscope, and I mean it's a worm. It's a flat worm. Just as they're described, they're flat. They're wriggling around. He's got them in just like a drop of water, and he explains that they're primarily like aquatic. They have no business being in a human body. They're not like a leech or anything like that. They're not parasitical, or at least not normally. Not sure what this is. And this is a very common species of flatworm. And he explains that the thing that's most fascinating about them is you'll have heard that with earthworms you can cut them in two and it will become two worms. If I were to cut this flatworm into, let's say, 8 different segments, and given enough time, each of those segments would grow into a new flatworm. It would grow its own head, its own anus, and it would function and act just like a new flatworm. They're remarkable creatures, and as far as we know, they may be technically immortal.
Is there any precedent for anything like this happening before?
To be found in a body in this way? No. I mean, perhaps if it had been left in a pond or a canal for an extended period of time, they may have found home in it, but because of other kind of carnivores and insects, then and what they would do to a corpse in its state of decomposition, no. And of course, this body is fresh. There's no reason for them to be there at all.
Was this the only body that was shipped here? We were led to believe that the body would be that of a German officer.
No, there's only what's in the report. I'm afraid I only have the information I was given. And as you can see, I haven't been given very much information. Just that the body came from the Fochville POW camp. Does anyone else have any questions?
I just say to what's called that he should incinerate the worms and the
you want it burned. You want it done.
The bottles.
Do you want it done tonight, kind of thing?
Yeah,
okay.
I want this done. You shouldn't be anywhere near those things. I just,
okay.
From what you're telling me, I I strongly think everyone needs to, like, you'll have to get like a sort of specialist to put this body.
Well, we can certainly incinerate it right here,
Yeah.
Gloria, but we will be expected to write a cause of death, and if we don't do a proper post-mortem, a proper autopsy, how are we supposed to give that verdict?
Well, cause of death is what's called
Unknown.
a parasitical.
But we don't know that these are harmless flatworms. They shouldn't have killed him.
Do we know that these are harmless? They're not the same color as the.
They are. If you look under the microscope, they're exactly the ones we used to. We were given as examples back in med school.
I still think it's a health violation, and I think
you have the authority here, Doctor. I just signed the papers, but I'll make a note that I suggested that we should do a full autopsy. But it's your right to sign off on whatever you want to do.
Gloria, if I may.
You may not.
The more we know, the better we can figure out what's going on.
No, I don't like this. I think the body needs to be incinerated.
So Adam, you're just like snapping picture of the body from different angles.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything particular about it you want to?
No, I'm with Gloria on this one. It says burn the body. We burn the body. I mean, what's actually holding it up again? Holding them up not to doing it?
Nothing. I mean, they'll do it if that's what she orders. He's just saying we don't. Otherwise, it's just going to say cause of death unknown because we don't know what killed him. And if we don't do a full autopsy to examine, the heart, the liver, and all the rest of it, we can't categorically say we did a full investigation to determine it.
Yes, but I'm going to say, like,
it's your career that'll be on the line for it, not his. So.
Yeah. So I'm going to say for additional and for what's called the health of the people in Trinidad, that the body needs.
Yeah, no, I understand. That's totally fine.
Yeah.
It's your name that's on the line for it, so it's he'll go along with that. He's just suggesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let's burn the body because.
The journal wasn't talking about burning this body, it's talking about burning the German soldier's body.
Yeah, but he described the same sort of parasite that was.
Did it?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Well, he said the risk that it should be decided he's of scientific is too great, as in, like, it just felt like, that it should be like that. It should be
he did say that. He was also not talking about his own body, which is what you had here.
He was still talking. Yeah, he's still talking about Nacht, Thorsten, the German soldier that he was apparently examining and taking care of, and apparently feels is no longer either was never human or isn't human anymore. The page is urging whoever finds it to kill and burn Nacht's body, not Howard's.
Well, if I'm not incinerating it, then I'm going to say to Mackenzie to write a referral for a higher up to examine it further. Because I feel I'm not equipped to.
Well, your branch, you within your unit have been assigned it, so you have the authority here. You are like the end authority for this.
Okay. Well, I feel like it. I feel like it should be. I feel like it should be in. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's fine. That's what they'll do.
Yeah. Ultimately, yeah, the decision's up to you, but I was just suggesting if there's any clues that could be gained from doing a full examination would help us, but it's ultimately your choice.
Okay. If no one has any other questions or any actions they want to do here.
Well, I could ask if I'm speaking to John, I could ask him if he is willing to just show the lungs and stuff
Do
like
the
that.
autopsy.
Yeah. Well, I I stand back and navigate.
Yeah.
He's like, well, it's your body. Yeah, if you want to perform an autopsy, it's up to you. I can schedule it to be done, but it won't be for a couple of days.
I just.
I mean, if I knew what the fuck I was doing.
Who is his relatives?
I didn't know the doctor personally, Gloria. I'm not sure who his relatives are, but I'm sure he has family back home.
I'm just not comfortable doing the examination.
It's your call, Doctor.
I will speak to Weston about this.
So you want me to keep the body in storage for now?
Yes, keep the body in storage, and then I will speak.
Sighs deeply. Very well. Covers the body back up again with the sheet. Moves it over to the gurney. Slides it back into the storage. And that's where we'll end tonight then.
Man.
That was tense.
That was intense. I feel like I'm not going through with like that with all the sort of beasties and stuff.
Hey, you said to me, I'm the doctor, I want some examination stuff.
Yeah, but it's not like the pure massive parasites all over it. I think like she's like done her diagnosis is like there's all these, that is the diagnosis. It's like he's, what else can it be? You know what I mean? He's got tons of them.
But a doctor has to do it thoroughly. They can't just look at it and be, oh, it's just this thing. That's not doing your due diligence. But hey, you can write it off and get it burnt.
You're being a bit harsh on me compared to other characters.
What are you talking about?
I think you are being a bit harsh. You've been a bit harsh.
I'm sorry. Do you not think doctors should be held to this standard?
Oh no.
You can just write it off to get incinerated. I told you that's not a problem.
Yeah.
But it's, you're just going to write cause of death unknown. Unless you want to lie on the birth certificate, death certificate.
Yeah, I don't think John Mackenzie is that type of person.
Okay, well, it's on storage for now, and you can decide next time what you want to do.
Just saying, the worm thing might have happened after he died.
That's also true.
Could give us a clue.
Sorry, Alan, what you said?
I was just going to say, I think my problem here is that anything I feel like I would suggest or say that we should do is like just based on a kind of meta speculation on where the story is going, and I feel like it would be massively out of character to venture an opinion on it.
Well, you brought it up now, so what is it?
Yeah, well, I just feel like the safest thing to do would be that, if we don't trust Weston at all, I think we probably should investigate it and then get it burnt as soon as possible and not delay it, because my gut feeling is that if we delay it, something is going to happen with the body during the night or during time that if we're prolonging it, like the chances I feel of something happening related to the stuff that's in the body goes up quite a bit.
Yeah. And to be fair, that's not overly meta. I mean, we already know that Weston's got secrets. Obviously knows more than what we do. And if we don't go through the examination, that means we don't find out anything more.
I love how you are all going like, oh, but look, the examination, and it's like nothing for you. You guys don't have to do it. Because come on.
Hold on.
How about like what's good? You're my assistants. I might be like,
she's
right,
like, get
come
stuck
on,
in there.
Hey, you know what? Honestly, like Kian almost said it actually. he would have done the examination. Except he's not a fucking doctor. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. His idea of, well, let's open it up is, well, anybody got an axe or something? Like, I don't know what I'm doing. He'd brute force it, and it would.
I just feel
destroy
like
whatever.
I just feel like there's just going to be nothing. It's just going to be the flatworms right through it.
Or is it that you feel like something's going to happen, and that's what you're afraid of?
Well, I don't want anything just pure spurting out at me, you know.
You're a surgeon.
Yeah.
This is what you do all the time. You cut people up for a living.
You did kind of pick a surgeon. I'm just saying.
Well, a surgeon doesn't do the mortuary thing. That's not what a surgeon does.
Actually, surgeons. A surgeon
don't.
can do that, and in times of war, surgeons definitely were doing stuff like that.
Yeah. And a truck driver doesn't go out hunting cultists, but here we are.
Cutting open a dead body is much easier than cutting open a living body.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think she's just gonna take the.
Well, you have a week to think on it anyway.
Yeah.
But if you want to get it
Especially
burned, I mean, you just sign the thing and they'll get take off, get it burned. That's not a problem.
Exactly.
No judgment from here.
I mean, a little judgment, but you know, that's just me though.
So Keen isn't here next week.
No, I'll be gone.
Do we want to do it with an NPC, Keen, or do you guys want to wait a week so you have everyone on board for the next part?
Let's just wait a week, yeah.
I'm good either way. It's up to you guys.
I think waiting a week is best.
Fair enough.
There you go. Now you have even longer to think about it.
I think I'll just come up with the same conclusion.
As
and that's fair. That's fair.
I think like I'm just gonna be like, look, this wasn't the case that I signed up for. Yeah.
What? You didn't sign up for this. You were told this is the mission you're on.
This is true. Yeah.
Nobody asked you guys.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just going to say, you say you want to supervise the autopsy and leave it to your inverted commas assistant.
Which is also something you could do.
Yeah. And I just want to point out, at least for me, I'm not trying to talk you out of making your decision. I'm simply stating the possibility that, you know, we might get something out of it. We might not, or, you know, something bad might happen, but something helpful might happen also. Ultimately, the decision is yours, and I'm good with it either way. It totally makes sense that Gloria would be like, nah, fuck this, I'm out.
Well, I mean, I think it isn't beyond logic to say that she might be like, we need to get rid of the body because we don't trust Weston and what he might do if he comes across it. So, I mean, and you want to destroy the evidence before he gets a hold of it, and then you can tell him whatever you want. I mean, that's not completely unreasonable. We've already seen that Gloria was willing to bend the rules a little with a death certificate. So there's precedence there.
Either way, that was good.
I might get that persuasion to.
I'm not gonna push you either way. You do what you want, hun.
No, I'm talking about John Mackenzie. I'm talking about.
He's not going to persuade you, no.
No, I'm talking about him changing it slightly.
Oh, you mean trying to get him to bend the rules and? Oh yeah, he's not going to do that. He's by the book, man.
Oh gosh.
You know him, and you know he's a stickler. He's a proper doctor. He doesn't like do improper practices. Probably. I mean, he is attending the morgue.
Yeah.
Who knows what he did to end up here?
I might just put what's called the body was so badly decomposed that I couldn't actually do a proper autopsy because it was just so.
You do what you got to do.
Yeah.
There was nothing there practically.
I do giggle at the mental image of John Mackenzie being like, well, we have to put a cause of death, and Gloria just points at the hole in his face, goes, fucking hole in his face!
Huge hole in the face, and 3 exclamation marks.
Yeah, right? Are we seeing the same thing here?
Yeah, actually, to be fair, that is a point.
Well, no, I mean, you'd be expected give a reason for what that could be.
Yeah.
The parasites.
But hey, I mean, listen, it is not unknown at all, even in the modern age, for doctors just to write in any kind of bullshit.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, he's working like in the what's called he's working in the mortuary, so I feel like as army doctor, if he says that, I suppose I can dispute that and say, actually no, like, I examined the full body, it was a danger to people.
Yeah.
Ta-ta.
And I mean, also given time period, less people were willing to object to whatever a doctor had written.
Yes.
So if a doctor said this was a health concern, I think a lot of people would just kind of like, they said it was a health concern. We want more answers because there's no explanation to what happened to him. But, that is what it is.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do.
Well, that's fine. You can do that. Anyway, you have time, right? Yeah, if you guys are happy skipping next week, we'll skip next week, so we'll get everyone on board.
All right, then. Yeah,
fair dues.
Because the week after that may have more stuff that you want people around for.
Swear to God, if Father Campbell didn't write me back, I'm gonna be really upset. Look, it saved your life 20 years ago, you bastard.
All right, see you later, guys.
See you later.
See you later.
Catch you though.